Ladies, gents, boys and girls, welcome back to League of Irish Sport. Me, Seb.
Me, Shane.
Me, Darren in the corner.
And me, Marty.
Gentlemen, how are we?
Yeah,
Happy
not great.
Wednesday.
No, we're not great. Can we call this off, can we?
Well, you're delighted.
I'm
Cancel this.
feeling good for a change.
Yeah, you're a happy camper. Dazzler, you're not too happy either, are you?
No, hey, look, it could have been worse. So, I'm not happy, but I'm not too bad.
Right, okay, fair dues. Well, we're coming to the shells a little bit later on, Shane. You've got all the colours out, you're all ready to go, but it's not a good story so far.
WrestleMania was on the weekend, so I spent more time watching that than football this week. So
yeah, look, you could do with a bit of that fight on the pitch anyway, that's for sure. Bleed now, I'll take that one up. But lads, you're probably all wondering who we've got here. We've got Marty, Derry supporter, does a little bit for off the ball as well on Friday nights. Thanks for joining us, Marty. It's great to have you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It's great to have you here. Tell us a little bit about yourself, I suppose. How did you end up supporting Derry City?
Well, my father's from the Craigan. He's from up in the city, so he would have been bringing me to games from a very young age. So, and as a fun fact about me, the first game I was ever at was Daily Mount when we won the treble. So I don't remember that because I was about 3 or 4, but I do remember.
that was the first game you were at?
Yeah. And, I remember being
tall downhill there.
20-foot wall.
Yeah, exactly.
Could have
That's the best memory.
A lot of good times, a lot of bad times, but that's it. Yeah. So.
And the most important question that we ask everyone here, Marty, as well: what's your thoughts on hot dogs at games?
I don't need any place at games. I might do one in IKEA.
There we go.
I like you, I'll keep you.
What about IKEA hot dogs like that? Is that an no-go for you?
But they're worse again. They're only about 70 cents a hot dog. That tells you all you need to know. That's very worrying.
Even
then,
in today's climate,
eat for 70 cents is a problem.
Your young lad could have had 10.
No, he doesn't. He likes the meatballs. The meatballs in IKEA. He looks.
No, that's good stuff. In fairness, that's good stuff, lads. Lads, the chat box is open, so we better get in and say hello to everyone straight away. Anyway, John Hart was in. John, good to see you. We'll be coming to you a little bit later on in your comments. Thanks for joining us. VM Sport Roblox is there. Good to see you. Nanny Linney, thanks for joining us. Gary Della Hunty, Ben Hornsey, Horsen.
Well, it's as bad as your Roblox. That says Roblox.
Yeah, okay, sorry. Give them glasses, Daz, for you. Ben's in, Dwayne's in.
Go on the toilet.
McGinley's in. Good to see you, lads. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to hit the like button as well. Thanks very much. Lads, we've got a great show ahead of us tonight. We're going to be talking all things Shelbourne, all things Derry City, all things Bows as well. We'll be talking on a potential return for Damian Duff as well. Will he be joining us? We'll be talking about the controversies in the Dublin Derby. We'll be talking about the appeal at Drogheda United as well with their supporters, and we'll be touching on a little bit later on who our favourite, the best player and manager of all time and currently in the league as well. But before we move on to all of that, lads, I don't suppose you see the clip of the game on Saturday night, Sligo Rovers versus Waterford at the end. It's obviously troubling times for Waterford at the moment, but that man Kevin Long,
what a sign,
showing the Waterford. He's just reminding them the scoreline, I think. So here we go. Look, here we go. Dazzler's got it up. Wallet cut for that. Enjoy your journey home.
Play it again.
All right, look at that.
Quick 2 fingers to the fans.
Wallet. There we go.
Imagine you'd spent all your money, you're last in the league, and you get that off a new side and he was there about a week.
I drove. My mother lives in Wexford, right? So there you were playing in Sligo on the Monday bank holiday, Easter Sunday. So I was down in Wexford with my mother on Sunday, and I drove from Wexford to Sligo. So Waterford's even further. Yeah. Imagine that it was a hell of a trip. It was about 4 or 5 hours. Them boys would be down 5 hours at least. That's the thanks they get, you know.
Absolutely win the whole season.
Can we show one more time just for the crack? Can I just put it up again just for the crack?
Got it, Dazza. Bosh. One of them lads, get in the chat box. What's your thoughts on that? What would you do if that was your side? Anyway,
what would you do if that was your player?
Yeah, exactly. And you've travelled all that way. It doesn't matter how much abuse you get, I think. I mean, come on. He's probably the highest paid player in the squad at all.
He was going to be their saviour of the season. He was. They were saying he's going to keep them up. Just giving them 2 fingers.
13's unlucky for some anyway. Huh? Stop. And look, I mean, we're talking about fans as well. I mean, there was talk as well. I don't know if you heard about it. Drogheda fans booing at half time.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
No, did you see that, Des? No. Booing at half time and they're 3-0 down to Pats as well, which.
You can hear that on the clips.
Bit of a baffling one, isn't it?
Well, look, it's been a weird start to the season for Drogs, though. I mean, they've kind of come to expect better than what they've had at the moment. They're sitting 9th in the table now, aren't they?
Are they? Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty sure
no,
they're sitting 9th. Yeah.
To be fair, lads, I don't think Daz can talk about player or fans booing anyone. He was booing balls off the pitch against Sligo when they lost. They were top. Only had to go on top of the league. Will you stop?
No, actually, do you know what I heard? Someone texted me actually asking when we went in half time at Rovers the other day. Someone texted me saying, "Why are fans booing that? Like we're playing well." And I was like, "No, people were booing the referee." And I think some people thought we were booing balls off, like, but there was a lot of boos for the referee at half time.
Look, he's dying to get into the referee. Look, he's dying. He's dying to get into the referee
already in the first couple of minutes.
That's my segment, as you leave that alone.
That's what the Waterford lot will be saying as well. Kevin Long, there was the official just on the other side of the camera.
He was giving
him 2 fingers for the official. And all.
Surely Derry have been booed off the pitch a few times this year as well, have they?
Even when we're doing well, Derry. Wouldn't be at the open anyway.
Have you ever been doing well?
Well,
not this season anyway.
Time,
Look at that. It's his first game. We give him a break. His first game.
That's showing shade over here.
I always won a trophy this.
Oh, sound, yeah.
It always gets turned back on your dad.
Yeah, it always gets turned back on your face.
Every single time.
You know what? The minute when we finally win a trophy, I'm never letting anyone live it down. I'm just telling you that one.
We'll quit the show. The show won't happen again, Dad.
Yeah, the show.
Fairness, you have a lot of nice jerseys, so
we have something going for us, right?
There you go.
No one can knock our jerseys. Don't care what anyone says.
It'll just be a tumbleweed going across the studio then at that stage, yeah?
Fat Dave's in the chat, by the way, just saying.
I've got to see if we
love you, Dave.
First half on Friday was downright embarrassing, unacceptable seeing some players just don't try on. Okay, interesting take. Was you booing Fat Dave?
By the way, just on that game, I didn't realise Luke Dennison was dropped. Was that? I don't know if that was an injury or not, but I didn't.
On the bench,
dropped,
yeah.
It seemed like he was dropped, yeah.
Giving away a few goals
that
this
till
year.
like 3 or 4 days after the game.
Do you remember he had goal away from Derry? That was all mouth, isn't he?
What?
Said he's all mouth.
Who?
Dennison, he likes to give it like.
I love him.
Yeah,
he is all mouth, but that's just who he is. I think it's great.
He's a bit of me.
I know, only best.
Some crack.
No, well, look, the chat box is up and down, so if there's anything you want to shout out, just cut across me there. But we did have a few comments from the socials, lads, that we do want to touch on. We obviously open up to questions straight after game day. If anyone wants to get involved, Instagram, TikTok, it's always there for you to put your questions across. We had a few from our good friend Ben, didn't we?
We'll grab some of the photos up here now.
Yeah, we had a good from our friend Ben. He said, "Don't really like football at all," from Ben.
That's after watching Carve for a few years, is it?
Yeah, exactly. That's every week.
Yeah.
No, I mean, look, you can tell they've been on a good run, but the 1 week he doesn't like football at all. So fair play to you.
Yeah.
I think he made a comment on Fat Dave as well.
Did he? Now, I will admit I didn't label these comments, so I have a load of comments here. But I don't know which ones are Ben.
Whatever way they come up.
So I'll pull up the comments as I have them. I don't know who's who. There we go.
Okay, well, not that one.
That wasn't Ben.
Not that one, Daz.
Will we come back to this?
Is this potluck? Is it?
Yeah, this is potluck.
Lucky dip.
Right, okay.
These are all the comments we have.
Right,
Look.
okay.
So,
well,
but
there you go.
none of them are Ben. Oh, there's one. There's one from Ben.
There you go. Surely Dave
did it.
Right, okay. Surely Dave did it. Okay, I'll just call out a few more. He's put Horgan, the most overrated player, and Dundalk don't play good football. Lily White's edits is up there as well, as you can see, lads. He's put, how's your focus on Dundalk this season from the win versus Galway, Seb? I mean, Shane, you've picked out a player that you've been impressed with Dundalk.
Oh, Tyreek Wilson.
Yeah.
No, just talk about him with Dundalk. He's been brilliant. He's got a few assists, couple of goals. I think he's got a right back, left back. Yeah, he's been brilliant up and down the wing. And I know Ruby and Kenny and Horgan have gotten the plaudits, but I think Wilson has been unbelievable this season for them. Yeah. Tyreek Wilson, not JR now. JR has been good defensively,
yeah, he's played well.
But Tyreek has been unbelievable going forward.
Yeah.
With Shells, weren't they, at one stage?
Yeah, we let Tyreek Wilson go, yeah. But look,
only in the winter as well, wasn't it?
We'll talk about that later on.
Yeah, exactly. We'll get into that. Rob also put a comment and said it's time for Seb to pick an Irish team to support. Anyone except Rovers will do. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with Rovers, lads. Rovers are all right. No, Daz. Yeah, Rovers are all right, Daz.
You what?
Rovers are all right.
I'm the wrong person to ask. It'll be a cold day in hell when I say something nice about Shamrock Rovers. So. Wasting your time.
Marty needs a mate to go up to L Derry up there, so
well, maybe look.
I lost my old buddy there. He's gone to London for 3 years. So.
Oh well, there you go. I'll carpool you. I'll jump in. I'll keep you company, which I'm sure you'll be delighted about. And then Alex has put favourite LOI match ever.
Oh, I know where that one is. Hold on, here we go. Up a second. Let me find that one.
There we go, Daz.
Bang.
We'll be this is just going to kick the show. We're about trying to find the right one.
Yeah,
we'll be here for about half the
so
night.
literally, I have all of the questions on the screen, but didn't label any of them. So
Seb has a lovely order,
Fair play to
and
you.
you've just mixed them up.
Yeah.
Favourite LOI match ever, which we'll do. We'll do a separate video on that one, lads. So keep an eye out for that one.
Right.
We'll do a little separate video at the end of this one, which will come out tomorrow, and then we'll touch on at the end of the live. Bradley said best LOI manager and current player of all time. We'll come back towards the end of the show with that one, lads, so stay tuned for that one. We also had other comments which will lead us in nicely to the Dublin Derby recap. We had a social message from Harpo JJ. He said Rovers versus Bows game as good a watch for the neutrals /TV. Did ref baffle them too as much as both teams? And also Alex Doyle put thoughts on Rovers' pen. But I just want to, before we get into those little comments, said Darren also commented, how was Dazzler on the drive home? Ho, ho, ho. Get it up, yeah. So there you go. Santa Claus left a message as well, lads.
Yeah.
Eh?
How was I on the drive home? Was I miserable or was I alright?
Oh, yeah, you're fuming.
Oh, it was, yeah.
Sure, he was coursing
I was trying to remember
last week.
All I remember about our trip was the burger, Seb.
Yeah, but that was a good burger.
We stopped off for a bite to eat, and it wasn't a hot dog.
No.
But they did sell hot dogs at that place.
They did.
But we chose the burger, obviously.
It was good stuff. It was good stuff.
But no,
Fair enough.
good with the result on Friday, but I wasn't overly upset about the performance. I thought we were well in it, but I was sad about the result, obviously.
Yeah.
Thanks, Darren. Appreciate it.
TV question was good though, because one of the dads off Ryan's team said he watched it and said he really enjoyed it. It was a good game of football.
Yeah, it was.
He's
just
not a league order man. Yeah,
great watch for the neutral, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Generally,
Yeah.
great game.
Stuff, brilliant.
Yeah, really what you want to see from a derby match, isn't it? I mean,
yeah.
you see a lot of stalemates nowadays. You see a lot of games where they cancel each other out. It's too defensively, it's too tactful. But this game, it was really end-to-end stuff.
And I know Bowes were probably very disappointed, but I don't think they have anything to worry about. I thought they dominated that game, and like 9 times out of 10 they would have comfortably won it.
Is that not what we come to expect though with Bowes? This is one of the things.
Interesting though, when we left the game the other day, I said to you, the better team lost that game, and you were like, "Do you really think we're the better team?" So it's interesting to hear you say that we dominated the game. I thought we were much better in that game, but you felt otherwise at the end of the match.
What's your thoughts?
Look, there's not
Deflected that like a politician you did.
No. I'm gonna come back to it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come back to Marty's P. Virgil. Someone is here. Will Shane has something to give you mine.
Look, the highlights. It's all chances from set pieces, and that's what Bowes. They had one or two, maybe huffs and puffs, like, but they were all set pieces, really, like crossbar head and all that stuff. Like I don't know. Rovers playing moments, don't they? Like they, as I've been saying for a while, they're not that team they used to be. They don't really dominate games anymore. Although I heard Brian Kerr today said he dominated the game, I didn't feel like they did. But Bowes don't create a whole lot either.
Don't think Rovers dominate the game. Is that what you said?
No. As in Bowes, I hear a lot of talk about Bowes dominate the match, but they didn't create anything. Like they didn't. It was all from set pieces. All the highlights. If you watch the highlights, they're all from set pieces.
My opinion on that is that Bowes go and attack them every single time they play. So Bowes set up that way. Shamrock Rovers dealt with it fantastically, apart from a couple of half chances. I thought Rovers were
the bar or the post twice, a couple of amazing saves. Ginty, so I don't know if that you saw that dealing with it. I thought like they were millimeters away from conceding.
Very much in a short period of time. They hit the bar. Then in a very short period of time,
set play that was though, wasn't it?
Yeah,
McGinty,
he had a few down his throat. Then McGinty.
There's only so much you can learn.
He did do a good save at the end. It was a good catch at the end, but that little melee in there in the set piece, a lot of them were down his throat. I mean, he's done that. You know what I mean?
Realny was back in as well.
It's not like he was putting off absolute wonder saves.
There was a couple of chances that we missed where just like there was a couple of opportunities where it was just hit the target. There was one where
Tierney had a big one, I think.
What was that?
Ross Tierney had a big one, I remember.
Ross Tierney had a big one.
The main kind of open play chance.
Dawson
and Dale had two as well. Now Dawson's one, it was
back from a set piece.
Pulled back from a corner, and he doesn't hit the target with that, which you would expect he would. And then there was the one for Dale. Then I can't remember what that came from. It was some sort of counter attack. I actually can't remember how we got to it. But Dawson ends up with the ball on the edge of the box, and you think he's going to shoot, and he plays it out wide to Dale, and Dale missed the target on his right foot, so I can forgive that a little bit. But there was just then that, and then obviously the Rossi one that you just mentioned. There was a few where you just felt really good opportunities, you just didn't hit the target. And on another day, you score 4 or 5 in that game. That's how I felt afterwards.
I know you usually ask the questions, but how did Pat Hickey get on that?
Well, you already know the answer to this
Here
one.
we
That's
go.
why I asked the question.
I don't know.
What's your thoughts on Pat
Try again.
Hickey? Yeah,
You're
thanks,
struggling
guys.
tonight, you
Yeah,
are.
I know, I really am, am I?
Do you want to unbutton that
I
tip a
know,
little bit?
yeah, well, I think, do you know what? She turned the heating on before we started kicking off, so I'm sweating here. I feel like I've done 90 minutes, lads. What's your thoughts on Pat Hickey?
He's a great player, yeah. Him and Todd are probably, I'd argue, the best two league partnership, yeah.
Oh, holy jeepers.
Jank?
No, yeah, he literally, like, Sam Todd couldn't have put that on a play for him anymore on Friday, and he literally just made an absolute cojones of that thing. Like,
And he might make one mistake, like in
it's
10 games.
one mistake a match.
He's very good. Sam Todd?
No, I mean, Sam Todd put the ball on a play for Pat Hickey to just play it out or pass it, and literally, like, he dallied on the ball, got caught in the ball, and it's Pat Hickey's mistake all day.
Yeah.
It
But
was terrible.
as I said, like, the goals or overs were well taken. Very fortuitous as well.
Gift, yeah.
Yeah, so.
Rovers can't be lucky every week, though, lads. They beat Shells, they beat Pats, they beat
Aye.
Bows. But every time we talk about Rovers,
Nobody's saying they're lucky, but they're having a run of good fortune.
The Bows fans are definitely going to say they're lucky.
Yeah.
I'm saying we gifted it to them.
Listen, they got
They
a few
are like
ref
serial
decisions,
winners,
yeah.
and like,
What was,
you know,
I missed that there. You looked at me. What was the last sentence?
No, look, but they got a few ref decisions in their favour in terms of the penalty, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, that's not. We're going to touch on that. I'm jumping the gun there. I'm jumping the gun. But
Ahead of
they
yourself.
had a couple of decisions their way. Now, the whistle was in his mouth for Bowes all game. In the middle of the park, everything. But now I'm not saying it weren't fouls, but Bowes
what are you saying?
Bowes are getting a lot. It's not like he was absolutely giving everything to Rovers. He was giving Bowes a hell of a lot of free kicks. I suppose when we talk about Shamrock Rovers, lads, it's a lot of they're lucky there and
I don't see that. I don't see a lot of that. I just think that's how I feel. We handed them the match, and Bowes handed them the match. Like,
every
I
single
thought-
time
Come on.
Derry played them, Derry like going to dominate for long periods. They just wait for us to shoot ourselves. But now that's not luck. Plus they have a knack about them because they've won for so long. You know, there's such an aura there. I think. Like,
the one thing Rovers don't do, which other teams are doing at the minute, they might get one every 6-7 games. They don't give away cheap goals.
that's what I'm saying.
And that gives you the platform to go and just, they dominated Pats. Pats were absolutely terrible. Like, they were diabolical. But Rovers don't give away many stupid goals. McGinty's maybe the last one I can think of. I don't know if anyone wants to correct me on that one, but the one against Dundalk, that was probably about 8 games ago or something. They don't hand away many goals.
Absolutely, that's the big difference between them and the rest. Of the
Cordy O'Sullivan gave away the ball for Ali Cute's goal, but like, Jarvis still has a little bit to do. It wasn't a complete gift, like, but there was a bit of a bad pass. What do I think about that one? That was also.
It doesn't really see because they were missing Matt Healy as well in the midfield. When I see Matt,
Yeah,
Healy
how did your man do?
outside,
How did John O'Sullivan do?
Yeah, I thought it was good. It was seamless. You know, I don't feel like when I see Bowes v Rovers, I feel like Bowes really dominating that midfield battle, and I don't feel like they did on Friday.
It's a big game for a 20-year-old to come in, and it's
I
not
thought it was
even about being 20. It's about his very little experience.
I don't
and-
think it was a highlight of the game, but it was good. Yeah, thought he played
Yeah,
well.
that's
Thought he held
just-
his own.
Yeah, I didn't watch the whole game back like I usually do, but yeah, I was shocked to see that Bowes didn't capitalise on the 20-year-old playing there. So they had 20-year-old and a 17-year-old playing in 2 of the 3 midfielders, like, and Bowes still couldn't win.
I felt like Bowes sat up the same way they do against Rovers every time, just slightly less sting about.
They sat back or they pushed forward?
No, they pushed forward. They went on the counter and they went after him in that respect. Slightly aggressive when they got into the final third, but I would say they had a slightly less cutting edge about them, and I would say that there was slightly less, I suppose, when it comes to the tackle and things, slightly less bite than normal, and that's why I feel like Rovers kind of dealt with it quite well. Bowes had a few chances in flurries. It wasn't pepper after pepper after pepper. That's what I thought.
Fair enough.
I felt like we were the better side in the game. I was like in that second half. I really thought we were going to go out and get something, especially then you get the penalty. You're like, right, we're back in this. So that's why I was more disappointed not get the result. Given the quality of the performance, I thought we did create the chances to go and win it, or not to go and win it, sorry, to get back into it at the very least. And just didn't take some of the opportunities that we made. And as I said earlier on, mostly the biggest issue was didn't actually hit the target. So that was the biggest disappointment from the night. But I thought overall I was happy. Like, I was like happy with how we played, and I left there feeling a lot better than what I felt in some of the kind of recent games where we didn't get what we wanted out of it. I felt coming out of Tala the other day, I was like, right, we're going to be alright. Do you know what I felt if now it's the question of are you just up for the derby or have you kind of turned the corner, but like I'd be expecting now that we go on and do well off the back of that.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. I mean, how many games under Rennie have Bows played badly in against Rovers?
Well, none really.
They always turn up against
6-3 now on results since Rennie come in. Bows have won 6, Rovers have won 3, I think.
They always turn up against Rovers.
Yeah, we
always.
obviously well against them, but I did think we played really well the other day.
You played well in that 3-2 game at Dalymount Park. What was the results after that? They kind of subsided a little bit after that game. Because that game against Rovers at home, you're thinking, well, if they kick on from here, bleed now they can have some season.
Yeah.
You know, wow.
I still think we will. I don't feel deflated at all about it. I think some people do. Kind of worried about the results and kind of where things that where I know one of the big worries is kind of where goals have come from, but like Dougie and Dale Rooney both started that game the other day, so to have them both back is huge.
Is that not a question mark for them being in the starting lineup for you?
Do you know what? I sat here last week with you and we were talking about Dale Rooney and I said he's not coming back for another while, but he's back running. And you were going, you're just not giving us insights. And you thought I was joking. Then he started the other day, and I was like, what's going on? I was completely shocked to see him start. But I love Dale. I think Dale's great. I think Dale has a bit of a nastier streak in him than the other winger options.
Yeah.
And I think you're missing that. I think he has a bit more bite about him than the other lads.
I agree with you, but I suppose my question there
in terms of fitness, like coming straight in and starting, is that what you mean?
It seems like, would you not thought that he might have come on and made an impact with 30 minutes to go rather than trying to start him and see him out the full game?
Whatever, I can't remember how long he played, 60, 70 minutes, whatever it was. I thought he was great.
He's there for set pieces. That's all he's there for.
He's much better than that. He's not just a set piece player.
I think he's a good player. I like his style of player.
I thought Dale was very good for the length of time he was on the pitch, not just so I didn't come away from that game thinking I should have just gave Dale the half an hour at the end. I thought he was good the length of time he was on the pitch.
He works hard though.
I don't think we got from Dougie what you'd expect, but I think Dougie looked a little bit less sharp than what that Dale. I don't think Dale looked off it at all. I think Dougie looks like he needs a little bit of sharpness, but that's going to come in no time. Like,
I'd worry about him. I'd worry about him on those big pitches. Like
Dougie?
Yeah, I'd worry. Yeah, absolutely. He played well at draw at a tiny pitch. Like
I don't worry about Dougie long term.
I just think he needs
to run the games, needs to get fit. I think he'll do well.
It goes back to the 6 months player. I said this at the start of the season. He's had his 6 months, like a good 6 months now, and he went about him. He played well with draw on a tiny pitch. Like Tal's huge.
Not even just a tiny pitch. He played with 2 up top. So he was next to Piero the whole time he was there as well.
The one time we did play 2 up top this season
against Sligo
and Colin Whelan, and we won 4-0 in that game.
That's the only time.
Exactly.
I wouldn't be playing him as
I'm not worried
forward.
about Dougie at all. I just think he needs a run of games, needs a bit of match sharpness and fitness, and I think he'll be flying once he gets a chance. But
one thing to touch on Rovers is everyone's saying they're very comfortable in the first half. They scored after 6 minutes. So like when you score that early, it's very easy. You don't have to really do a whole lot. You can just keep the ball, and that's what they do better than any team in the league. They just keep the ball and they don't give away anything stupid.
No,
when you score after 6 minutes, it changes the whole game. Like
no, of course, but it wasn't their first chance. They were comfortable even after 6. I couldn't believe it was only 6 minutes they scored because Rovers were very comfortable.
Yeah, Burke picks up the pocket because the two midfielders side by
Jake
side.
Mulroney was causing trouble. I was surprised it was only 6 minutes. I suppose because it's Rovers, you do hear a lot. I'm not saying you lads saying it, but you hear a lot of it. You see it on the socials. Rovers this, Rovers. I've watched them 3 times in a row now. That's 3 games in a row in 8 days or however long it was.
I'd still probably say we done the best against them despite all of our troubles.
Of course you would. And Daz, who done the best against them?
Sorry, what was that?
And then who do you reckon done the best against Rovers? You reckon Bows, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you probably reckon Derry City?
No, Derry are terrible. That was nearly the worst game I was ever at.
Wait till Friday.
The Rovers are pretty terrible now.
Yeah.
We just, again, as we always do against Rovers, we just made a very silly mistake, gave away a penalty in the last 10 minutes.
Just reading some of the chat here, just on the topic that we're talking about there, like there's a couple of comments basically saying Rennie is holding the team back, which I always find an interesting take.
I'd agree with that.
I would agree with that as well.
Would you? Yeah.
Then Fat Dave said Dougie can't play on his own up top. He needs a target man to play off. He also has prawn cracker hamstrings.
Dazzler, we'll come back to that one just a second. Just want to touch on that because that's interesting. You both reckon Rennie's holding the side back?
Oh, all the football that's being played there, for me, I've always said it's down to Stevie O'Donnell. He's the football brains behind that. Like,
well, I'd argue that Rennie's a very, very good coach. Don't think he's a good number 1. I think he overcomplicates things, false nines and all the time, and players in different positions every week. So for me, I think he's way too over elaborate. He's very good number 2. I remember when Derry were probably at their best a few years ago. He was Higgins them. We won the cup and stuff like that. So I think he's a very, very good coach. He's handling on the training and all for Derry. I wouldn't have him as number one myself.
He obviously done one of the 21s as well, didn't he? He was good. He was good under Keith Long at Waterford as well, wasn't he?
I think that's where he's got his couple of signings from different. But that, how will that go on? How long will that go on for? That he's signing players that he knows. Obviously, when you get a new manager, you obviously go to the players that you used to play with. How long will that last for?
He's a different fella off camera to on camera, though, I would say.
He puts on. As I said, he's Damian Duff and Wish, like, let's be honest.
No, yeah, well, no, he's actually he's great spirit, great fella around the place. He'd be the type of fella that I'd want to play for if I was playing. No, I like him. Well, just when he walks into the build, there's that kind of aura now. Not Duffer aura. That's a different ball game. Granted, but has that kind of aura.
We haven't even talked about the penalty yet, lads.
No, we haven't. Sorry. Yeah. Look, just while we're touching on Rennie, we spoke a lot about Bows there. Let's not move on to Rovers. Obviously, they got that penalty. I said it was Michael Noonan. Shows you how much.
Can I just say, before we say about the penalty, everyone's going on about the penalty this and the penalty that. It was probably one of the most blatant free kicks you're ever going to see for that force goal. And if the referee actually does his job properly, Rovers get a free kick and Pat Hickey doesn't make the mistake.
No, blinding refereeing.
But
let the play on, he scores a goal. That's what you want to see as a football fan, right?
But he gave the ball away. It was, what do you mean? He gave the ball away. Pat Hickey completely made an absolute hames of it.
Oh, yeah, well,
so
absolutely.
It's a free kick.
Let it roll on.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, from a referee's point of view, it was a blatant free kick. Like, one of the most blatant free kicks you can see.
I guess, Shane, what you were probably saying then is there was actually no advantage until there was a mistake. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Yeah, there was no advantage. The referee didn't play advantage. He didn't think it was a free kick.
Well, I'm glad he didn't give it.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, of course, you got to see a goal for the first time.
Yeah, on my end as well. Right.
But
There it is.
That's the Seb saying whenever there's a goal.
I can't lose around myself.
The penalty is. I'll let someone else take that.
Yeah, go on. So, Marty, what's the?
I can see why you gave it. Yeah, I've had a look at the Seb angle.
Used to be a referee, did you?
Yeah.
Used to be a referee, did you?
No, we can see why you gave it. You know, your man's who was it? About to take a shot and.
Danny Grant.
Danny Grant. Well, I said Michael Noonan. Shows you how much.
I can see why in live time at that angle. Now I think Rob Hennessy, I'd have no time for. Oh yeah, I don't want to be too harsh here, but
get off the fence.
I think he's one of the. He might be the worst ref I've ever come across. Like.
But apart from that, he's all right.
I compose myself here. But I think in that instance, I can see why it was given for sure. Especially when you're right behind it.
Yeah,
it's different. You're looking right at it. Whereas if you're a referee and someone's running behind someone, guys about to shoot, you can see what he was given. I'm actually delighted it was given because every time we got a daily mount, there's a penalty against us. So
shots. What
goes around comes around.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who's sitting in that chair, Daz. They're after you every single time.
Everyone has it in for us.
There's a running theme going on it.
It's tough at the top.
So Marty reckons it's a penalty anyway, Daz. What's your thoughts?
I wouldn't say it's easy for us in hindsight with all the angles. I'm just saying, you can definitely see what he was given and how play
Daz. I
mean, it's just not a penalty, is it? I don't get the argument. Yeah, okay, I'll grant you the whole. I'm sure it probably looked different in real time from Hennessy, whatever. I'll give you that.
But that's all he has.
Yeah, but
he doesn't have VAR now.
So, as in, I'll give you that sort of the argument because I don't know what he saw.
I'll wait till I finish then.
He's what?
I'll wait till I finish then because.
Yeah, he's right there. He should get it right. It's not a pen. Literally, Dawson gets in, toe pokes the ball. Danny Grant kicks him and gets a penalty. It's never a penalty. I don't know. I can't entertain it. What was it you were going to say?
If he thinks Danny Grant's got the ball, Danny Grant shoots. The ball barely moves because Danny Grant's kicked thin area and he's kicked Dawson the Voy. Dawson the Voy's clearly got.
Ball does move.
Yeah, the ball moves because Dawson the Voy's kicked it.
If Danny Grant got there first,
he lines up for the shot. So if Danny Grant gets the ball goes over the bar or goes in the goal or goes somewhere. The ball barely moves because Dawson the Voy gets his foot in the ball first. So we cannot comprehend how the referee gives that as a penalty. Grant clearly goes to take a big swing, swings at thin air because the Voy's got there first. The ball rolls. Danny Grant takes a big sweep. Yeah. It's never a penalty. The referee is 5 yards away, and that's why I do like VAR for those type of things. They've overcomplicated the whole thing and made it an absolute disaster. But now look at him. But if you get a proper referee to watch that back and you see it in slow motion, you can clearly see he hasn't. Grant hasn't got near the ball. He's come through the back of the void, and the void's just nicked it. Like,
I totally agree, but we don't have VAR, and that's the angle the referee had, and you know.
Yeah, so when you use your brain, I don't even know if Grant even looked for it. I didn't even look at him that closely because I was like,
but it was given on the spot. Like, it wasn't like.
Yeah, he didn't even take his time to look at it.
And that is very Rob Hennessy-esque.
I didn't even consider that point that you said though, that if Danny gets there first, the ball, it's a shot.
That's a shot. Like.
Yeah, I never actually considered that outlook of it.
It's a shot. Like, I don't understand how he's given a penalty.
Well, my angle, I obviously thought it was a penalty because I said that for the penalty.
Yeah.
And then I watched the back. You said
It's
it's not a penalty.
Michael doing it one all day.
Yeah. You want to hear, because obviously I cut it out. You want to hear what I was talking about Michael Noonan after that. I was going,
I think I'm going to be he's going to be barred out of Derry now for the weekend for defending Rob Hennessy. I'm sure. Can we cut that out? Can we?
Let's rewind the live a bit there, guys. I was going, Michael Noonan, he's been caused a threat and he's just won a penalty there. He's been unbelievable. Danny Grant, wasn't it?
You hit all of that. No one ever saw it. Just in the chat there, so Dave said, we've seen worse decisions, lads. It's not as bad as people say. But this is obviously Dave coming back in after, was it Dervin we were talking about, was a red card or not? And Dave was in defending. So Dave loves to defend decisions. Then PFC TV says, make Shane a League of Ireland ref.
Oh, stop. Well, you used to do it. You used to referee before. I mean,
you would throw red cards around, I'd say.
No, we used to referee. Honestly, I looked at the referees and goes, if we can't make it in this league, I'm going to just stop. But obviously, I had the injuries. Yeah. But yeah, the standard is awful. How the referee gives that as a penalty when he's 2 yards away, I do not know.
That's the head of our refereeing association as well. So good luck complaining.
Yeah. You're slaughtering them. All I'm saying is it wasn't a penalty, so I'm just going to clarify that. I don't think it was a pen. Whatever you think of Hennessy, you could say yourself, but that's not me.
Well, you'd love him because like whenever Derry playing but in Dalymount, he refs, and that was red cards and penalties galore for Derry, and you know.
Sounds like he was our problem, really.
Yeah.
I
can see why you love him. Yeah.
Was that the same ref who failed to give Sligo a penalty against Derry? Was that Hennessy? Do you remember that one?
Yeah, Sligo penalty. That was a handball in the box. And we was that not us? We should have got the penalty. Actually,
ref who failed to give Sligo a penalty against Derry.
I thought that was us getting the penalty for the handball, if I remember correctly. Tell your man on the chat, he doesn't know stop.
There you go.
I want to go back to just someone in the chat box there, lads. It said, John Harper interestingly put, what I don't understand is if the ref thinks he denies the shot, surely it's a red card for Dawson.
No, because you have to make.
No, is he?
Wait. Was it? No, the red card for the penalty is you have to make a genuine attempt to play the ball. So he's clearly made a genuine attempt to play the ball. That's why. Did he book him?
Oh, I don't think
I don't think so. No.
Yeah, so if you're deemed to make a genuine attempt to play the ball, it's not a red card. That's why we don't ever pull a player. Slide tackle him, at least you can, even if you try and 2-foot him, you can say, I tried to play the ball. Obviously not, but like, you know what I mean? If you pull the jersey back, you make no attempt to play the ball. Like, so slide tackle and you won't get a red card.
That's it. Now your eyes are settled down. But you had crazy eyes a second ago. Then when I mentioned that, first of all.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
No, that's all right.
Yeah, I'll just go back to reading the chat.
Yeah, there you go. I squashed that one for you. Yeah, so we made a genuine attempt.
So look, I suppose to settle up on that one, lads. Really, I mean, Rose are obviously top of the league. Quite comfortable at the moment. Is it theirs now?
Ominous, isn't it? Like,
what, we 4 games in or something? We're going on about the league.
Usually they take like 4 months, don't they? But now they're.
What's your thoughts?
I think like they did the last few seasons, they're going to leave the door open for someone, alright, but they won't get like 80 points. We'll get in the mid 60s again. What was the last year? 66. It just depends. There's probably no one in the league, unfortunately, that get more than 66. You know, that's where I am at with it. Like. Fairness, the league has changed so much. Like in the last 3 years, like Shells would have won the league with the lowest points per game since '93, because that was the first ever full-time season for the whole league. The league has changed like that. It will be low points totals. It will be low points per game. No one's got over 2 points per game in the last 3 years, which is
so regardless of who it is that wins. Are you saying 67 points gets you the league this year?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I don't see Rovers, like, obviously they pick up results here and there. They're not gonna. It's very lazy kind of analysis to say like, oh sure, it's over already. I don't think so. I think they're on a good run. I think they've got a lot of breaks.
Over, Jesus.
No, it's not. We haven't made that pressure overs. That's what I keep saying. But that, like Seb said, that's still winning. So maybe they're gonna turn into gear. And
I just can't see anyone else putting it together. Maybe Pats, I'd say. I do think that highly of Stephen Kenny, that he might be able to put them on a big run, because you'd only need like when Shell's won it, like you just need to win 9 or 10 games in a row at one stage. Kenny did that in 2024. It was just
Pat won the league then, didn't he?
What?
Pat won the league when they won 9 in a row.
No, I'm saying it was too late. You'd only come in. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm saying if you did that,
Your worst fans on him.
Yeah.
I've been very impressed with Rovers actually.
That's how you keep saying, yeah.
Yeah, I think
I follow Rovers nowadays.
Rovers on Dundalk.
if he doesn't say nice things about him, they won't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Seb loves Rovers and Seb loves Dundalk.
Yeah.
There you are, 2 clubs.
There you go. There you
We're starting to figure you out.
There you go. You see that?
Yeah. Someone said it's their footage of Seb spinning for the Bows fans. Did you get the Bows fans a spin for themselves, did you?
Oh yeah, I was actually recording the Bows fans and I asked me to give it 12, so I'm actually spinning. As
In the
I'm,
video?
as I'm recording, yeah, so it's not on me, but I do a spin, yeah. Do a little cheeky spin.
Oh, the
yeah.
Sebby spin.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're not taking that off JC anyway.
Absolutely, yeah, exactly, yeah. Sorry,
It's
sorry
his
about that,
own
mate.
version of it, you know. He's trademarked his one. JC can keep
Yeah,
his.
you snooze, you lose, son. They don't win enough to see it anyway.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? So I'm putting it out every week now.
Yeah.
Duffer was in the studio, lads, for the game. It was good viewing figures. Is that partly due to the gaffer being in or you call the gaffer? Is that partly due to him being in the studio, or is it because it's Bows Rovers, lads?
Is that a question?
Well, you think people
that tune in to watch Bows and Rovers?
No, but right, I have a genuine question though, about that, right? So obviously, kind of, there's this whole thing around Damian Duff, everyone kind of wants to see what he has to say, etc. But do you think there's enough of a draw for people to go, I'm going to sit down and tune into Virgin Media because Damian Duff is on? Does he have enough of a pull? Because I don't know if I'd do that for any pundit. I don't know if there's any pundit that'd be on a match or go,
our attendance was down the weekend, and they'd say that other 400 people were sat at home watching the match.
But
They'd say so. No, not the match. They weren't. Hold on, they weren't watching the match. They turned the match off when the match started.
Yeah.
And then they went back at half time and just listened to him.
But if let's just say if we just say Wayne Rooney or whoever, I don't think there's any pundit where I go, oh jeez, he's in the studio, I better switch the match on and listen.
I think it's the he hasn't heard from him properly, so people wanted to see what you had to say, kind of thing, more so than being a pundit. It was. Yeah, but they were tuning in to watch him.
What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I'd agree. I don't think you know.
Don't get me wrong. A lot of people kind of want to know about him, but
I don't know. I don't think so. Sure, if you're a real fan, you'll be at a match. You know, you'll be tuning in to watch Damian Duff, especially when you can play it back anyway, which I did the next morning.
Oh shit, everyone did. The whole league did.
Yeah.
I'd say that's the record player figures they've ever had.
Yeah, thought he spoke very well. That was good. Fairness to him.
Yeah.
You know.
In answer to your question, Des, yes, I do think he has enough for Paul.
really,
I
yeah.
do, yeah.
Well, did the ratings go up as the highest ratings of the year?
But that's the thing, though. Obviously, as you're saying, that's between is it Bows and Rovers, is it Duffer? I don't think anyone has enough of a pull to go on and be a pundit, and then people tune in for the pundit.
No, I don't think now they're watching Bows Rovers, but I think he does have that pull. I think that's a nice little combo.
Yes, how much pull that you decided to put him in the old clips here, you know what I mean? That's how much pull it is.
Look, stuff. I mean, absolute box office. I miss him.
Oh, you're not the only one.
I was just about to say you won't miss him. Obviously, the run of form you're on, you wouldn't miss him, would you?
I wouldn't miss him.
No, you wouldn't miss him.
No. Keep him where he is, yeah. God.
While he was on there, lads, obviously we have to touch on what he was talking. He mentioned that he wanted to get back into the game. Can you see that happening in the League of Ireland? Or will he be looking over the pond? What's your thoughts?
I don't know. Is there anyone up the Derry? I don't know what you think about that, Marty.
On the Derry City fan group, they see him every week up there.
Yeah,
That's what they're saying anyway. I don't know if
I think
you've
the
seen
Derry
that.
fans don't really know what they're asking for. I think it would be a recipe for disaster, big time, because
Yeah.
the style of football he plays, first of all, wouldn't go down well at the Brandywell. They're always complaining about that. Then he's very abrasive,
I can't sit here and have to slander, lads. I can't sit
He
here
is,
and have slander while I'm trying. I can't
Now you know
take
how
it.
I feel in this corner every week.
I think it'd be
You don't want to win the league,
Roddy
like.
Collins 2.0, to be honest.
Lads,
I think he'd fall out with him very,
come
very
on.
quickly. That's more to do with the Derry fans than Duff.
They fall out with
God.
themselves. Sure, you've got
Yeah,
one
no.
section sitting down there and you've another section sitting up here.
That's what I'm saying. It would be a recipe for disaster because of that. Derry wouldn't be the right club for him, I don't think.
It's good to see someone
I agree.
else getting wounded there, Daz,
Yeah.
instead of
I
know,
you this
yeah,
time,
for a
huh?
change.
He lives down in a Volk or somewhere, doesn't he? He's not going to come up to.
I'll tell you where he lives.
Yeah, I think he would.
Get his hair coat up.
Yeah,
Daz,
I
will you?
think he lives in Wicklow somewhere.
Yeah,
somewhere
like that,
I think I've told you this story about when I got a text about where someone lives. I tell you this story. Obviously not you, Marty. You've not been here before, but this is one of the weirdest replies I ever got. One of the weirdest texts I ever got on Instagram in my life, right? It was James Talbot played against Waterford in the 2024 season. But yeah, so the second last game of the season he hadn't played all season, Casper being in goal, and it kind of looked like it was going to be like his lap of honour, like he was going to leave after that. And I put up a picture of him in my story just with like a love heart, just being like legend or whatever, and someone replied to me, didn't say anything else about James Talbot, just replied to me with his full address and air code, and I just text back and was like, what's that? And I was like, that's where he lives. And I was like, that's weird. It's the weirdest message I ever got in my life. Didn't give any context for that and just replied to my story with his air code and full address. And I was
Did you
like,
go knocking on his door?
That's it.
Wait, did he make a mistake? Did he make a mistake?
I was like, that is strange. That's the weirdest thing anyone's ever sent me. And I said it to James, and we had a chat about it. I'll tell you about that off camera, but I was like, that's weird. That's very weird.
That is strange. Imagine that. Hey, no. That is mental. Anyway, lads.
Fun story,
Duffer.
lads.
Is he coming back into the league or what?
Did he not say he wouldn't manage anyone except Shelbourne?
Yeah, he said that, but then he said he would never say never to anyone else. Yeah, I'd have him back tomorrow. But he's a special place in my heart.
Would
so
he be going back to Shells though?
I'd take him back tomorrow. I would take him back tonight. If I had his number, I'd ring him now.
With the owners?
Are you mad? With the owners? The money he brings to any club he goes to, like, yeah, I'd have him back tomorrow. That's all I can say.
That's what your thoughts. Would he come back to the league, do you think?
I think he will at some stage. My thoughts is going to be it'll be when eventually Bradley decides to step away, he'll end up back there. That'd be my guess.
You reckon, yeah?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Whenever Bradley decides to pack it in.
We go to Chelsea.
Yeah,
he might be on the way now, yeah.
Exactly.
No, I think he'll end up at Rovers at some stage if and when Bradley decides
I
to
take that. I think he'd have to leave the league or something. I couldn't. That would hurt.
That would hurt.
That would hurt. Yeah, that would hurt a lot. That would hurt a lot. Yeah.
get him into Chelsea.
Quick, next subject.
Moving on.
So would you, I suppose last question on that, would you be happy to just see him back in the league?
The league needs him, let's be honest. The league needs him. Yeah.
Or would you prefer to not have him in the league?
No, it's more like
regardless.
Sitting here and talking about the league needs him. Yeah, the league needs him, and for Irish football needs him. But yeah, he is the gaffer, and yeah,
he carries an aura about him.
Yeah, absolutely. But he's a personality, like we say. He's a personality. He's not Damian Duff, the Ireland footballer. He's Damian Duff, the personality. He knows how to play the game. If you watch him on the Virgin, he knows what to say to get people riled up, and he's a funny way to get people riled up. Even though everyone knows. Like, I'll be in the Riverside when I finish here. We all know that's waffle, like, do you know what I mean? But it's got the heart, like, you know what I mean? I'll never manage anyone else. Like, if you've seen a speech after we won the league, like, that definitely wasn't fake, though, I think.
Well, he didn't tell it to Mourinho anyway, because he wouldn't answer his call.
No, yeah.
And he's won the league, by the way. He went straight, I was in the Brandywell, you know, straight to the Derry fans. I thought that was very classy move. Like, that wasn't.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Straight over to us and. So.
Well, look, the way the league is going.
A bit time from just because.
Yeah, no, all three of us were there actually, weren't we?
Yeah. The way the league is going, there'll be plenty of vacancies, anyways. So.
I think it's interesting.
That's my subject now, Shane. I'm just stepping on my times. You know, I love her.
I think it's interesting what you said there about he's Damian Duff, the personality. Like, I'm pretty sure what Jamie Carragher said about doing his punditry now or whatever, that like, if people still think of him as Jamie Carragher, the footballer, then he's failed in his current role. Do you know what I mean? Like, he wants to be known for what he does now.
Duff should not be putting aside.
No, but so what I'm saying is, like, do you think just that couple of years he had at Shells alone is enough to kind of have people who are involved in the League of Ireland to think about him as Damian Duff, the character, the manager, and kind of forget about, not forget as if he didn't do it, but like his role, his playing career. It's like he's this new. Whatever you want to call it, whatever title you want to put on it. John,
he said himself that winning the league was the greatest night in his football career. Like,
you could see it. I mean, he was absolutely buzzing, wasn't he? Yeah, absolutely buzzing.
Yeah.
I hope he comes back.
I'd say it was some crack figures up there. I can only imagine what that was.
Best night in my life.
I was thinking, right, it's either Derry City or Shell's going to win the league. I'll stay up there. There'll be some kind of title celebration. Everyone got on the bus, went back to Tola Park.
Yeah, that was the.
Were you sitting down on the? Were you at the away end when they scored?
I was on the pitch.
Yeah.
No, but I mean when they actually scored. were you
Oh
sitting down
yeah,
on the way
right.
in?
No, well, Derry City were out the title race, so I stuck
was-
right next to
Yeah,
them.
I think I
I'm
watched
not
that
moving.
video.
I'm not leaving.
I can't believe it.
Let's not get into this,
Believe-
lads.
yeah, no,
We'll be
yeah,
here all
yeah, I
night.
couldn't
like.
believe me.
We'll be,
knocked
yeah,
on them
we'll
at
be
the
here
end.
all night.
Yeah.
You
Anyway.
used up all your luck that night.
Could you imagine if I
never
went
seen
to,
a goal since?
Imagine if the title went to Talladega and I travelled all the way out to Derry. I could have watched
No.
the title lift the title. Anyway, we'll move on.
It wasn't too heartbreaking because we still had the cup to win, you know.
Yeah. He's a hell of a-
Oh, yeah, that was
I was in the draw. I was in the draw at the end then for that cup.
So was I.
Yeah. So
Well, we all knew what way it was going, didn't we, at that point? Not
Yeah,
being
yeah.
funny now. It was.
Still, I thought we would have still pulled it out.
Yeah.
yeah.
no, I was actually
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that cup fun. Like I was just there drinking. Like I just had a bit of crack. Like that was deadly.
Yeah, great day for you as well.
Depressing.
Rough times. Rough
Tough
times.
times.
Anyway, we're going to come back to Derry City in just a second, but let's move on to. We're not going too far, actually. We're still going to touch on Shelbourne here, Shane. Huh?
How are you?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, look, we've leading on Duff's comments about the players letting the side down. Would you agree with that, Shane?
No, I think it's a mixture of the players letting the coach down. I think is what he said, letting Joey down.
Yeah.
Is what he said.
Sorry, yeah, that's what I meant, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it's a bit of both. Obviously he's gonna stick up for his mate, like Joey's one of his good mates. So, no, I think it's a bit of both.
So let's look. We've got a few clips here that we're going to go through with you lads, just showing kind of what Shane has seen in the last few weeks. Daz, would you pull up that clip there? We got Paddy Barrett taking it. Just start
I
that
missed
one.
it. Where's Paddy Barrett?
We'll go. Yeah, we'll rewind. Yeah, there.
Oh no, yeah,
That's the wrong
it's
clip.
the wrong clip.
That's the wrong one. Sorry.
Anyway, look.
That's alright. Paddy Barrett takes a free kick here, and it goes all the way in. And Paddy Barrett's taking a free kick, and there he is. There, look, and he can't put the ball back in the box because he's on the halfway line. You've got one or two men in there max. The ball goes all the way back. Fans are moaning. You probably can't hear the sound. And now look what happens. Ball goes out with a throw in. Like it's terrible.
So you're saying get a big man in the box?
I just don't understand why Paddy Barrett's taking the free kick. I just don't understand why he's not in the box. Like, surely someone else can kick the ball from the halfway line in and then you recycle it. Try to get a lot of plaudits for second ball. That's long balls. This is just long ball.
And do you think that's partly due to the coaching then, Shane, or do you think the players are?
He's told to do that. No. For set pieces, you're obviously told what to do.
So
This
a
is
set
just,
piece on the halfway line, they've gone Paddy Barrett. You're taking the set piece.
yeah,
on the
because he
halfway
thinks he's a good passer of football. Like, but you're just clipping the ball in, and if you're trying to defend the counter attack, you don't want him on the halfway line. No offense to him, but I'd rather someone else there. I want the fullbacks there, yeah, exactly.
Picking up on the
Look, this is just long ball after long ball after long ball. That's the players aren't letting the coach down there. That's because the shape for me is just set up all wrong. There's no movement, lack of movement, lack of ideas, lack of creativity.
And
just long ball after long ball.
And what do you pinpoint that on then, Shane? So you can see it clearly. It's long ball after long ball after. Play that again, Daz, if you wouldn't mind, please. Long ball after long ball after long ball, but there is a lack of movement, as you've said. What are you changing there? What are you pinpointing that on? How is that happening?
It's just when you watch Rovers, you see the movement. When you're watching, there's players going different positions. It becomes too static. It's too predictable. Look, even if Capo gets on that ball, which he does, there's one man in the box. So, like, what's the point in playing the ball long if there's no one like kind of following up? When that happens, no one knows what's happening next. It's just really bad. It's really static. It's so easy to defend against. We struggle to break teams down, and there's not enough pace in the team at the minute. Like, again, you can't put that down to the players. I think that's on the coach or the manager.
So, what do you change?
Oh well, look, there's another clip here after this that.
I'm not talking about personnel now because I'm not even sure if you're looking at that. The personnel is the biggest problem, to be honest with you. To me, I don't know about you, Marty, but looking at that, it's not personnel. It's more formation. It's more the tactics. It's more who's making that run, who's pulling that full back out, who's then backing.
It's all robotic, and
yeah.
To be fair to the Duffer, he kind of had this before he left. It's all you just stay in your little square pocket, and you're not allowed to leave that little box. And that's what it is. Like, there's no one afraid. Everyone's afraid to make movements, make runs off the ball. The three midfielders are just all in the line.
Well, that's what John says in the commentary. He says, looking at all these long balls, he says you can see there's no one in the midfield looking for it.
Yeah. There's no 1-2s. There's no nothing. There's not a runner. Sam Bowen, right centre half, doesn't want to get forward because he's a centre half. He doesn't have that pace, that confidence to get up and get back, and then he pulls up injured every week, so he probably doesn't trust his legs anymore.
And I think Duffer actually identified this before he left, and I think that's why he actually went to bring in Chapman. I think he was hoping Chapman would be that man who would get on the ball.
Yeah, it's been a disaster. I do like him.
Let's go. But if you go back to that time, Chapman, when he come in, was one of the best players in the league.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
but we didn't play to strengths. So we played on a small pitch. Going back to Dougie, he played on a small pitch and he played off a 10. We don't really play with a 10. And, well, Harry Wood does sometimes now, but it's chopping and changing.
Is that part of the key though, bringing Harry Wood in a 10? Because if you remember the season you got in Europe.
Yeah,
he was in that 10.
Yeah, but he was in the 10 with Jack Moylan behind him. Will Jarvis, sure, the two. Will Jarvis can't even get a game. He came on, changed the game, but I'd be starting him. Like, there was another clip though that we have.
Yeah, I'll put it up here for you now.
Which just shows that when you get a chance to have space, win the ball back, Derry commit 5 players. You get a chance to look how slow this is. Get a chance to have space. There's no pace. There's no penetration. No nothing. Ball back across. Derry get back in, and it's just. Then you're left with like a whole team to break down again. When you had an opportunity to just go, we didn't have many opportunities to go, and it's really bad at the minute. Like I couldn't disagree with Duff more. Like it's down to the setup, and it's the same as when he was there. Like he tried to change it, and it seems to be just the same thing over and over again. And look, we change it at half time. As I said to you before, we've made 4 changes at half time. Sorry, in 4 matches we've made changes at half time 4 times. Like, that's too many. That's clearly, to me, saying you got it wrong. We don't care about Ali Q against Rovers because he was injured. So it's 4 separate ones. I think it might be 2, and then 3 subs at half time. Like, you only do that if you're got your set up wrong.
Well, not even that you got it wrong, but you don't know your best side then, surely. Surely you're going, okay, well, you're unsure of yourself. Do you know what I mean? Because a lot of managers, when things are kind of going right, even if the first half doesn't go right, let's say, but they come back out and they play the same side because they're thinking, no, I've got this right, you just need to improve. But he's obviously unsure of who he's picking.
Exactly. Yeah, that's it, and you're changing. And the one thing you'll say about Shamrock Rovers is, going back to them, they never change how they play. They make substitutions. They don't change how they do. They just play their way and they trust their... We chop and change every week. Even the other night, we were completely dominating the game with McEnroy on the left, and he changed it to a box, like, not getting too technical or whatever, but there was no need to do that. We were dominating the match, like. But another thing about the players not letting the coach down, we've conceded 8 goals from set pieces and 17 goals. That's down to how you set up, I think, the way we're told to defend. And Duffer, to be fair to him, had that problem too. Whatever, it's a high thing or it's not reacting to second balls, 8 of our 17 goals are from set pieces. Like, that's not down to the players. You can say, one man should jump his marker or whatever, and it's down to individual battles. When it's that many goals, it's down to how you set up. We put 11 men behind the ball in boxes sometimes for corners and free kicks, and we sit too narrow. We gave away the same goal against Rovers 3 years ago as we did this year. Do you know, that's not down to the players. That's down to how you set up, I think.
You've had similar issues yourself, haven't you, at Derry City? I mean, Shane was actually going to pull it up last week and touch on the changes that Tien and Lynch made when you were doing well against Dundalk. And then he made changes, and when he brought on McLean and Ollie Anker in the midfield, took off Adam O'Reilly and James Clark, and the game kind of spun on its head. Would you see some kind of relation in terms of setup there?
I'd say that was more like defensive changes that he made. Like, he brought off James Clark more than anything. Our outlet, like, he was getting on the ball. Other than that, it was just long balls up to Depot. So once he took off Clark, and he does that as standard for every game, we just lost that ability to. We have to sit back then. We don't do well. And
when you think of Shelbourne, obviously you come.
I'm just waiting for next clip of Depot's winner.
Shane, believe it or not, Marty, Shane decided to leave that one out.
Right. I had it in though. We did have a thing on Sam Bone for that one, yeah. And I actually, a lot of fans are like, "Oh, there's too much, whatever you want to call it, around at the back." Like, I actually like the way the lads work the angle to give it to the left footer. The 2 lads are right footed, so they work the angle for the left footer. And if anyone wants to go and watch it back, Sam Bone's actually at fault for that goal. Like I said to you, he's the one who steps out from Depot to go back in position as right centre half and leaves Depot free. The ball's never cleared, like. Yeah. So he should have just stayed on Depot, and the minute Cam got the ball, he went on the other side of Barrett and left Depot free. So, like, if he stays where he is, he just has his back to goal, then Depot can't turn and shoot, like.
Bit of a nasty ball back from Martin though.
Yeah, but you don't mind that. You're trying to play it out, and it probably is a bad ball, but he also sees that bad ball, so he should, like, stay with striker and go, actually, this is not cleared then.
No, that's a good point.
Like, but everyone focuses on the lads work the ball well to clear it, like. Yeah, look, there's a lot of fans frustrated, to be honest. This is the best squad we've had since 2004, 2006, like, and it's not being good enough, and you can't like say any different. It's a huge game on Friday. If we don't win that, I mean, as I said a few weeks ago, there was a lot of Joey out type people, and then there was lads sitting on the fence, and there was Joey, you can't give him this, you have to give him time. If we don't win Friday, I'd say like there's a chance he could be the first one.
Dazzler, let's get in the chat box there. One I do want to touch on just before we fire on to the other ones. Ben put, I've been watching hoofball forever, Shane. You get used to it.
Yeah, but they're on about $5 a week. You know what I mean? These lads are on about $5,000. It's a bit of a difference.
I just wanted to say, Shane, first of all, that I kind of put in the chat to say that you collected the clips yourself, so you could kind of highlight where you wanted to talk about. And I asked the chat, like, how are you getting on, kind of thing, how are you doing? And the majority said you're doing well, fair play. And someone said, where is it gone? John Harper said, Carragher, eat your heart out. So you've done a good job there with your little breakdown, Shane. Well done.
Is that a good thing? I don't really watch that English football anymore. Is that a good thing or a slagging? I don't know. But
no, it's a good thing. Don't worry.
It's Gary Neville's the one that you don't like, is it?
They don't like, no one likes either of them really,
Yeah,
but I also love them both. It's one of them.
Yeah.
But no, I think, look, obviously it was trying something different there by getting your clips in. I think it was interesting to hear you talk about it, so I enjoyed that. So well done. I'll give you a bit of credit there.
What's the?
Cheers, Daz.
Yeah, fair play. Sorry, Shane. I was trying to skip over there. Yeah, no, fair play to you. I don't want to take your little moment away. So fair play to you. I was going to completely bypass it. Fair play to you, Shane. No, look. I mean, what else is the chat box saying there about the tactics and
So Dwayne Doyle said Harry Wood constantly has to drop too deep to get on the ball. Let me see what else. I was up fixing your camera, so I missed some of the comments.
Bork does that for overs, though. Doyle has me good, mate. Bork does that for overs. I don't mind that. And this is the thing. When you're watching the games back, like this grand. Do that, move the ball around, move the opposition around. That's fine. Then go and kill them in the second half. But when you're giving away the stupid goals we give away from set pieces, that game plan's now gone out the window. So that probably is the game plan. Pass the ball around the back. I don't mind keeping the ball, and then you tire them out, Derry, tire out all these teams. But we cough up too many stupid goals that we can't do that. So therefore, the game plan can't be that anymore because we can't defend set pieces. So it's, as I said, 8 goals in 7 innings was far too many for me.
Yeah, like John Harper says there that's coaching. It's not just players' choice. And Shane is right. Duffer threw his players under the bus. And Jadro says, I think we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, that Duffer's tactics are over for Joey. That's something that I think we mentioned on the last show, actually. So
Joey tried to go a bit more open. To be fair to him, he did, and you said it off air. He did go a bit more open. He started to play.
Sorry, Reese Kane just said Shane is actually knowledgeable, which really annoys me.
I was reading that myself. Yeah, do I read chuckling?
Reese comes in here and slaughters Shane every week, but he's like,
look, I called Pat Hickey for what he was, and unfortunately, I was proved right on Friday.
Go on, Shay. You were Joey opening up there.
Yeah, he opened up a little bit, and now we're nearly too open, and it's a bit like gun ho, like. And you want to just like touch on our players let the coach down. We were too wild against Pats, got back in the game, and he brought Ali Q on left wing back, which was like, I don't know who he took off. Could have been Dickie, maybe Jarvis. I don't know who it was, but like Ali Q was one of the smallest players on the team. Like, and we gave away a set piece. I was like, one, way you bring on him left wing back, and two, that's going to get, like, Pat's already scored 2 set pieces, so it was no surprise that we had Daniel Kelly was still on. Could have been Jarvis, but like Ali Q left wing back is down to a poor decision. And like Duff used to say, if you're not going to win it, don't lose it. As cliche as it was, but we've got back into games and we've lost them. Like, where if you're behind, sometimes just take a point and move on. You don't need to go gun ho. And yeah, we've let in too many goals. It's bad. It's bad, lads.
Someone said there, Joey O'Brien to Derry.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
I must say, I did come on here to start the season and say we'd win the league, and I truly believed we had a great chance. This is the best squad, and you can only talk about the injuries for so long because you're dealing with your squad, and I think we could be getting more out of the players that we had. Like, Sandbaum didn't cross the halfway line the other night, and he done that against Dundalk. I think he went off at half time. It was someone. Like, we were going to dominate Derry because no Duffy, no James McLean, so they obviously were going to struggle.
James McLean is a good
that went over your head. Can't believe you bit that.
Alan Lawton
saying
there
the other
asked,
night, like James McLean was actually playing his best position for Derry. left back in Derry.
On his birthday and all, lads. Played now. There's no let off, is there? Huh? It's his birthday today.
Alan Lawton says, who would replace Joey though? Lads love to just sack managers without thinking of what comes next.
That's not. I suppose I heard one of the lads say that's not our job, or that's not anyone's job. That's down to the owners to worry about. But you can't say who's going to come in next. Like, if try to beat us, we could. What are we in the playoffs then? Like, that's outrageous.
Kev Doherty, is he not driving that? Or
the Shells man, yeah. It would he? No.
If Shells lose that one, see, because there's no Drogs fans.
Yeah.
The game as well. They're on horrific form as well. They've not played well.
So if Sligo win as well as Drogs beat you, do you go down to 9th?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's mad. So a level on points with however as well. Like it's definitely.
So you're 7th on 13 points at the moment, but you could be overtaken by Sligo and Drogheda if results go wrong.
Look, we can. I'd imagine Sean Boyd's probably going to play. I don't know if John Martin has 5 yellow cards, but I'd say he'll probably play Boydie just because of the aerial threat. But if he plays Boydie, play to his strengths. Like, as you like to say, Seb, get the ball in the box. You know what I mean? Play the Boydie strength. Like, he probably will play because he does like to play him against the big lads, which is grand. And even when he was on, we could see the 3 set pieces against Pats. Like, so yeah, look, Friday's a big game. No away fans. Also, you have that, and look, no jabs at Derry, but they didn't really have away fans. Derry. Yeah, that's what I mean. They didn't. Derry, you had about 30 people there on Friday.
54
so
now, hold on.
Was it? So you can't really say.
I'm as big as 2 people, so
55
54 and a half at least.
But yeah,
so Shane, do you get out of this? Do you get out of this spot above you're in?
Oh yeah, if we don't start defending set pieces, no.
I think attacking's worse.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but we've never been given the chance to play the first half like that and then kick on in the second half. And our squad, we done it against Sligo. Was the only chance, and we said our squad's going to come on here and be grand. You make your changes, do what Rovers do, make your 3 changes. You go, oh, look at that bench. But we're making them when we're losing. And like, I didn't bother clipping the good stuff in the second half because you're going chasing the game. Like, I know we scored early, but you're going chasing the game, so it's easy to clip all these things when you need to go and do it. Why not do that from the start? But again, it's the set piece goals. It's a killer. Like, it happens too much for it to be a sucker punch, which I think is what Joey said. Like, it's happening too often for it to be a sucker punch for me.
It's just bad defending.
Like, Jack Henry Francis for the goal, Harry Wood for the goal, like, second ball, Jack Henry Francis isn't cared the other day. Jack actually turns his back on it. I don't want these players in the box. Like, get them away. They can't defend. Like, so why do you need to have 11 men behind the ball for a set piece when, like, the lads don't defend? Just let the lads go who defend. Yeah, it's really bad at the minute. That's all I can say. I've seen a comment about Dan O'Kelly being bad.
Sorry, I just put in the chat there just to be like, some amount of people in watching, lads, like, love it. And I said we broke 60 concurrent viewers for, I think that's the first time since we've been doing it. And Reese replied and said, well, that's more than Derry had in Tolkien.
Yeah, well, I say as well, I don't know if I text you, but I told you, as I said before the game, Dan O'Kelly left wing back and Caffrey right wing back. If that happens, I give up. Like, Dan O'Kelly can't play. He had a couple of goals from gifts down in Cork, which is like counter attacking. The ball past him straight the ball. He had the space. You can't play left wing back. When you're a left wing back, to me, you want a footballer like who can actually drive with the ball. He's been one of our best players this season, but it's all being off the right when he can get the head down and run and then cut it back or give it to him in space. And he's got a couple of goals, couple of assists from right wing back. So, like, to me, you play a better footballer than Caffo on the other side. So I texted the lads, I was like, this is madness, what's happening? He's taking off at half time. Like, again, that's down to the coach, like, that's down to the manager. Like, he's never had a good game left back. He might have had a good moment, but it's all gifts. I think the Bowes goal might have been from Niall Morahan giving the ball away. So, like, if you're relying on that, like, that's not what I want from a team that's our most expensive. I don't want to be relying on other teams making mistakes for our players to play well in a certain position, which is what Dan O'Kelly has done left wing back. For this squad, the money we're spending,
I agree with you. I agree with you. Should be relying on a little bit more than that, for sure. 100%. Lads, we are going to have to sorry, the chat's just tickled me there with all the saying saying it's not just lads, you're saying gender neutral, and then John
Lads is
Harper.
a gender
put-
neutral term.
John
100%.
Harper then put all the
Careful
man
now,
up.
you won't boss. Careful.
boys.
Careful.
Can I have their-
Danny Lambert be after you.
Here we
Don't
go.
start.
No, and sacked in the morning. You're not the only one getting sacked, actually. The few lads, you might be that as well then.
What?
I said the managers won't be the only one getting sacked.
Oh, Jesus. Background staff and all gone.
Yeah.
Out on my ear.
Anyway, with all her in the chat there, lads, we know she's Derry City. We'll move on to Derry City. Playing at Celtic Park. You ever been before?
I haven't. No, I've never been to Celtic Park at all.
You're heading up on Friday,
Very
obviously.
excited to see a new stadium. Love me stadium. So
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I see they've got a nice little setup going. They've got a little fan zone, pies and pints. I see. That's
Yeah.
that's literally an advert for me. That
I know the lads I go with. They're all old grumpy men, so they won't leave George's bar though. So I'm resigning myself to knock onto the fan zone. To be honest.
I sound like a young grumpy man now here, do I?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It just must be the league, is it? It just catches you from an early age.
It must do. Yeah,
it
ages
doesn't-
you.
Yeah, it does it, yeah.
Yeah, I was full of the joys of
So I
life.
want to say my young fella, he's only
Full of
9
the
now. Happy birthday to him yesterday as well.
Oh,
He's
yeah, happy
grumpy, yeah.
birthday.
Happy
Yeah,
birthday.
Happy birthday.
he's grumpy as well.
Absolutely.
Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, look, it's going to be interesting to see. It's the game. If I had it in the old tank, as I said to you, I'll be going to that one because I'd love to see Derry City playing at Celtic Park. Do you think it'll? Do you think that little stint of playing at Celtic Park is going to impact your season at all?
It can. It will definitely. But which way will it go is the question. Like,
Well, what way do you think?
I think the win last week was huge. Like it's not like we played any better than we have been. Just like we got breaks finally when the breaks were kind of going against us a little bit. Performances were horrible. Stuff was going against us. Like we're conceding a screamer nearly every week and stuff like that. So that can happen to you. It's a bit like Shells at the minute. Like things are going against you, but a lot of the goals are kind of fluky enough. Like
Oh, we moved on, Michelle. Now stop.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Stop
The league-
sticking the knife in now. There.
the league is like that. You get a run of bad luck and you get a run of good luck sometimes. And I'm hoping now like the luck has turned for us a little bit, and it's kind of like it's going to be hopefully because of the win, like it'll be a good atmosphere now. Whereas it could have been very toxic if we had lost that last week. I think it would have been very toxic, but hopefully that win now.
I think that's what Seb brought you in for, was it? And it turned out to be made to be a bit toxic. But
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I want to get a
Didn't know
Derry
what
fan
I
in
got,
there.
yeah.
You go mad.
Well,
Let
no,
rip.
sir, you only invited me on because you thought you were going to win last week.
Yeah.
Unfortunately not.
Shane was desperate to get you in.
Yeah,
He said he'd be
come on,
great. Bring him in.
Surprised it didn't get cancelled now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, with the win last week, hopefully it's going to be a great atmosphere and stuff like that, and that will lift Derry. The pitch looks rough, I have to say. It is a Gaelic ground. Don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's probably a good thing for us. So I am a bit more confident now about it.
Do you feel that's a turning point for you?
No, because
Fair enough.
we've destroyed our defence. Like if you go back to 2023, right, Derry had the best defence in the league, conceding 0.66 goals a game. Fast forward.
You've pulled out some stats tonight, I have to say. You love a stat.
I have a big spreadsheet at home. Like
Yeah.
I get off the stick about it, but I have a lot of like analysis badges and stuff like that. So it's my hobby
Deadly.
anyway would be to collect stats. But
That wasn't slagging, by the way. I appreciate it. Go on.
Cheers.
Hey, what do you think of Shane's analysis then?
Yeah.
He's got the badges. Let's pick apart Shane.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I said how we're leaving Shells, lads.
Here,
Come
Dads,
on.
pull up the clips of Shane in the last 15 minutes.
Yeah,
Let's see how we got on.
The point I'm making is right. Like we had the best defence in the league. Next season we nearly won a double. We were 3 games off winning the double. To go from that now to where we are now, like all we need was a few tweaks. I thought we've literally took a sledgehammer to the squad. Like we've only 5 players left that finished the 2024 season. So if you're going to do that, if you're turning an inch, you have to back it up. He did back it up last year at the second place, but things have taken a bad turn, and I think this year we've destroyed our defence. So go back to the original point. I don't think things are going to get better. We've Paddy McLean, like a player we've released twice, back playing for us. You can see him against Shells. I'm not going to say any more than that. Like
He should never. Caffo should never have got to that ball. The chance in the first 2 minutes, Caffo shouldn't have got near it, and Paddy had about 5 yards on him. Like, and yeah, man, Scott was good though.
Yeah.
Scott was very good.
Scott is
against
the
us.
best of them, but it's still.
You're about to say best of a bad bunch there. That's what you're about to say.
If you go back to a year ago, like we'd have Sam Todd, Mark Connolly, Kevin Holt. Like Scott wouldn't have got in the team, but for some reason we've moved all those players on. I think we're left with like 4 centre halves that wouldn't get a game for us a year ago. And the stats prove that, like, as I said to you, we've gone from the best defence in the league to now we're like one of the worst. I think 17 goals in 12 games. or maybe not 17. Yeah, I think it could be. But I think like we played 12 games. 7 of those games we conceded 2 goals. Game. We've only 2 clean sheets. 12 games, so like it's shocking really at the back.
16 goals against.
16 goals in 12 games, from being 0.66 only like 2 seasons. He's made such a mess of the defence, the recruitment. Even like Sado Diallo down playing for Bows, like we didn't replace him at all. Like we've no defensive midfielders. Winchester or not, he's a great box player. Adam O'Reilly's the same. We don't have any actual sitting midfielders, and that's having a huge impact.
Do you like Tiernan Lynch?
I'm gonna be very unpopular now up in Derry.
You just threw a grenade at us.
I don't care. Like, I don't care what Tiernan Lynch. I'm one of the only Derry fans that's probably met Tiernan Lynch. I had a good chat with him one day for a good hour.
Nice fella.
So yeah, he seems alright to me. Like, and but as I said to him, like when I met him, like as I said, I do analysis, right? So I was gonna do join Derry's analysis team. Like, they have no opposition analysis. Eventually, I didn't go ahead with it anyway for one reason or another. But I would have met him a few times, good few chats. But like one of the times, the first time I met him, like he was grilling me with questions. And one thing he was going to ask me, what's the story with the fans up there? They're a bit mad, like. And I said to him, Tiernan, don't worry about the fans. Their job is incredibly simple in this day and age. Like, either you're going to win the league or not. And once it looks like you won't win the league, they're going to tear you to shreds. Like. So, as I said to him, do what you want, sign who you want, act how you don't have to win the league. You're going to. Rory Higgins is a lovely man. I know Rory Higgins as well. From Derry legend, in my opinion. Won all those cups under Stephen Kenny. Look how they turned on him viciously, like. So that's the Derry job now. Are you going to win the league, or you're going to be ran out of town? Yeah, don't care what he does or what he says. He's taking us in the wrong direction, though. I think
he's got all the resources, though, hasn't he, to win the league? So, are Derry fans out of line for expecting the league, or do you feel like they're justified?
If you look at like Tiernan Lynch is a symptom of the problem, right? The way like no manager should be allowed to come in this day and age and run off players. Signed 20 players, he's already ran off 10 of them. Like there's no like Derry's been run like it's the 80s, like manager, money.
Just a quick comment there. Someone just said you keep moving away from the mic; they can't hear you. So just make sure.
Sorry,
yeah. Just continue now as you were.
Yeah. So, as I was saying, like the way the club is set up, structured, it's not right. Like, and Tiernan Lynch can go tomorrow, and then you're gonna have another lad coming in, 20 players. Like, we need to have a long-term director of football, a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan. And like the Derry fans, of course, they're gonna expect the league. Like Philip O'Doherty, who was our chairman, he had a fans forum at the start of the league, saying like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna win the league this year, and we're gonna win the league next year, and stuff like this." And like, who the hell does that? Like, you want to be playing a cool, like, and lowering expectations, wouldn't you? Surely, like, he gave every manager who played Derry for the first probably 10 games, he gave their team talk for them by saying like, "Sure, look at this."
Sligo said they're going to win the league, sure.
Did they?
Yeah, remember there was that your mate was it Darren Patton said they're going to win the league? Yeah.
Okay,
Europe or something. Was it Europe?
The aim. We said that's the
aim. Sligo. So which one is bigger? Like Sligo getting into Europe or Derry winning the league? To me, it's Sligo getting into Europe. So
yeah.
I think if he came out and said, "Oh, we're not going to win the league," everyone's going to go, "Wait, what?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how we would have taken it. Like, it's not unrealistic to say. But the big problem for me, on the outsider, is again, it's putting bums on seats with kind of James. And I'd say everyone was like, "Yeah, James McLean's coming back." If you had told everyone James McLean's going to come back and play centre mid, although everyone got excited after the Rovers game, to be fair to them, they gave him on the match, and everyone was like, "Oh, this is going to be a great bit of business." But like, I think if you had told Derry fans he's going to come back to centre midfield, you could see the business side of it. But like, the football side of it was, once you lose the football side of it, the long term isn't worth it. Like, just playing centre midfield, and how much the control does Lynch have up there? Like,
well, I know for a fact, because I said to you, I mentioned like I wouldn't have been never formally part of the analysis team or whatever, but like I know for a fact James McLean was not signed by Tiernan Lynch. Either was Patrick McLean. He had targets like Gavin Malloy, like he was very close.
Yeah, I've heard he's gone to Rovers down there.
He was very close to coming to Derry. Next minute, James McLean decided he wanted to come back.
But there's a Rovers linked to him as well, so I don't know how true that is.
No, well, at Christmas, like he was literally nearly there But James McLean, see, he was out of contract in the summer, but he decided he wanted to come back 6 months earlier, and they made it happen. Paddy McLean was signed the day before, as a coincidence, for 50 grand.
That would also broke my head if I had seen Gamalloy in another club's jersey
from Sligo. So you'd have to give Tiernan Lynch a bit of sympathy there. But ultimately, like it for me, I'd much rather the club was doing, instead of all this spending mad money. Like, I'd much rather seen us investing in an academy and stuff like that, and setting us up for long-term success like Rovers are doing. I'd take 5 years of being mid-table, because it's all built on sand now. Like, as I mentioned, the direction we're gone in. Like, if Philip O'Doherty pulled the plug tomorrow, we're left with an aging squad on too much money, and it would fall apart very quickly. So, yeah, I'd much rather see us doing things like building a proper academy, a proper training ground and stuff.
I don't know what Rovers done though, but did they win leagues before they put their money into the academy? So, like, as in the football on the pitch comes first. I don't know, Rovers fan might be able to tell me that, but like, I think if you go and win the league, then that feeds into everything else. Like,
or European money would have helped.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Bruno's defeat. Like, you talk about Rory, like that Bruno's defeat. Like, I think as an outsider, Rory's time was up. It was a bit stale for me.
I'll just Rory Higgins, a lot of people know this, right? So Rory Higgins, in that season 2024, his brother died like right before season started. So he said he'd go on with it anyway, but we bet Pats 1-0 away in May, right? And it was Stephen Kenny's first game, actually. And he actually tried to resign after that match. He said, I've had enough, I'm burnt out to a crisp, I can't sleep and all this. So he tried to resign, but Philip had already talked him into staying. And then obviously the Magpies disaster, the season was an absolute disaster. So again, like, the club, we just always make the kind of wrong decision at the wrong time. You know what I mean? So
God, that's mental. Sorry, but if the manager said I want to go because I don't have it in me, that's
and there's no other, like,
how can you force a manager? Not that you force him, but like, what if someone says to you, like, obviously he wasn't recovering, like, you obviously didn't force him, but if someone says to you, like, he put us at the point, I can't take it anymore, like, you just go, right, that's fair enough. Like,
so I want to defend Rory Higgins there, because a lot of fans think he's just like some failure, like, but he did actually, there was a lot behind that season that people don't know about, like, but yeah, like, so
I jump into some of the
life of a Derry fan.
So we'll scroll back to kind of the start of when this all kicked off. Ronan was, I think, the first comment where the Derry segment started, saying it'll be a great scene on Friday, but Rovers will beat us as usual, and we'll put in an embarrassing performance, because some things are certainties in life. Then I said nearly won a double, but he's won nothing.
Just like Bowes.
You open yourself up.
Then Josh Hargan says Paddy McLean's been our best centre back all season. Reese said
what?
Yeah, that's mental.
Well, I'm just reading out what it says.
Do you know him? Who's that?
Reese says how Derry let Sam Todd go was a disgrace, although no complaints from me. John Harper says Derry have more turning points than a roundabout. Lou just pointed out your mic. John Harper said you need to put a tracker on his mic, and Reese said you're moving more than Derry's midfield.
It's my first day.
The clean midfield gimmick needs to be dropped. Holy Lord, he's pants in the middle, and Shane was spot on from week 1. So Shane, you got yourself a new friend in Reese.
Oh, he was spot on. Yeah, week 1 here. Yeah,
from
which
week 1
was before the league. Yeah.
And then John Harper then on the end.
You buzzing now, that will.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have told him that one.
No.
We should have skipped past that one.
And then John Harper just said at the end then as well, Dermo invested in the academy, not the first team at Rovers. The members club keeping the funds going with your own money.
Fair enough.
So
that's what you said, yeah.
That's
just on James McLean, right? The midfield thing was the one, but like, we changed our whole style. Like, we were very good end to the season last year, undefeated for a long time, brought ourselves up to second. We were playing a very kind of compact 3-5-2, whatever you want to call it. Duffy in the free role as a kind of second striker. McLean coming in, not only was not to play him in the field was a bad move, but we changed our whole style. Like, we went to a 4-2-3-1 basically. So I was actually, like, you backed us for the league, because I was thinking, if we keep in that successful period, that formation we had during the end of last season, all we need to do is just tweak that a little bit. But like, it wasn't just that McLean came in and he was crap in midfield. We changed our whole formation to make that happen. That was the crazy thing about it, you know. And you'd wonder who. Tiernan Lynch doesn't strike me as a man who is going to be told how to play his team, but it's just a bizarre one. Like, you know,
He played 3 at the back against for Larm and he won the league, so I was shocked to see
his whole career he played 3 at the back,
and he hasn't. He's only done that now back now to Derry,
he's
which
gone
is
back
when
to
you're
it now,
starting
but-
picking up a bit of
Yeah.
form for me. Like he's been okay the last while, but like he changed. I think he was told maybe don't play that, or I don't know. Derry's mad though.
It doesn't seem like he'd be the type that would accept that, but like, again, he's 10 years as manager and never played forward to back probably ever, and then next minute we played very well with it last season. Then it's changed all of a sudden on the first day of the season. I couldn't.
You
believe
played
it.
3 at the back last year, or 4?
Yeah.
Of course, yeah, 3-5-2.
He's played 3, because Todd played left wing back and he was alright. He was solid enough, like.
And Holt at the beginning of the season as well, wasn't it? In the centre before he went back to Scotland.
Him leaving was a big turner as well for them.
Like Reece said there, do you feel that they maybe overhauled an entire squad that just needed a minor tweak or two?
I think I said that.
That's what he just said. Yeah, I was going to say, well,
Sorry,
he's giving him a job, but he can have a job back. That's what he said, but he's not listening.
Sorry, I'm reading
exactly,
comments. I missed that.
You've just made mate say Shane. Don't start.
No, I had to stick up the lit. No,
don't be jabbing back at Rich.
jab.
It's just your best
I
pal.
have a poll going in the chat as well, just to say, is Lynch the man for the job? And 87% said no.
There is a comment there to say that the Rovers Academy was funded because of the league in 2011, just if anyone was watching this back, though, so who knows which way Rovers
It
came.
doesn't really matter. We have the money to do it now, and we'll spend it on expanding stands and all that we can't even fill the brand new anyway. So
And expensive floodlights that you
Stuff
can't
like
even
that.
see.
yeah, so
Blinds you.
I want to ask you, Marty, before we move on to the next part there, do you want to see any changes?
in the manager,
Well, what if there's changes? What would you like to see? Would you like to see the manager change? Would you like to him just see him? Do you think he's the man for the job? What do you like? What would you like to see? Are you happy the way it is? What's your thoughts?
personally, like, I wouldn't ever call for a manager to be sacked. It's just personal kind of principle. But look, he has a 3-year contract. He's not even halfway through it. It's kind of redundant to call for him to go anyway. Like, Tiernan Lynch is a good manager, right? If you look at his last 3 full seasons as a manager, he won the Northern Irish Premier League, won the Northern Irish Premier League with a double, and came second in his first ever season in the League of Ireland. So the league doesn't lie. Like, he's a good manager. I think he's too much on him at Derry. Like, he shouldn't be doing the recruitment and managing in this day and age. The club needs to bring in someone to have a long-term strategy in that regard. Because Tiernan Lynch is probably going to look at the next 6 months to 12 months. Any manager will, to keep their job. So that's what I change. If you want me to change something, bring in a proper director of recruitment, director of football, whatever you want. Then take that power away from him, so he's not doing all this mad 10 players in, 10 players out. Agree a long-term strategy together, and then go for it. You know.
I like Tiernan Lynch as well. I've spoken to him previous myself. I like his aura. I like the way he carries himself. Actually, I think he's got football brain. He took Larne into the group stages.
Did they? What was their money there though? Like, when was Larne?
Yeah, big.
The group stages was obviously a big success, but were they like the biggest budget wise for the league? Like, is that a good story, or were they? I don't know.
One of the biggest.
So winning the league was nearly like a given. Like,
no, big achievement. Sure,
big achievement.
You're going up against clubs like Linfield and all.
Yeah.
You know, like,
yeah, but the budget, like, if Coleraine meant to win it now, it wouldn't be a big shock. Like, if Rory Higgins started dominating, like, the budget wise, like, that's what I'm asking. Although he won the league with Larne, was it?
Everyone says it's about Derry. You show me Derry's wage bill compared to Shamrock Rovers. I'd bet you any money Shamrock Rovers.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be a massive shock. What I'm saying is, it wouldn't be a massive shock if Derry won the league this year in terms of budget wise. Like, you wouldn't go, well, that's an unbelievable achievement. They went 25-1. Like, you know what I mean?
To take Larne from nowhere in the second division, win 2 leagues and into Europe. Like, that's
how can I
They
just
are about to win the league again now.
Yeah, so he's obviously built
Marty,
up.
there's just a couple here I'll put to you. The first one's a bit of a joke question.
Tell me the names first.
Yeah.
Alright, well,
And the air code does. Don't forget the
and the
air
air
code.
code. Shane's pal Dwayne Doyle asks, what's your opinion on Paddy McLean's Chinese takeaway? Did you see this during the week? No. We'll come on to that. We'll come back to that in a second. Orla, I don't know how much you'll be able to get involved in this one. Obviously, you're living down this
Do you
week.
want to say that then? Do you want to see them?
Orla says there's also an issue with lack of presence in the community. Fans want them to be more visible. Don't know if you can offer any opinion on that. Can you?
Well, I'll go back to the point I made about Rory Higgins. Like, sure, he was everywhere. He lives in Derry, and he was hounded out. Like,
Right.
A lot of guilty Derry fans now, when it came out what the man was going through, they all look at their shoelaces now, and I bring that up. But like, they treated him disgracefully up in Derry. So Tiernan Lynch, by the way, he's not going to move his whole family up from Belfast when he can drive there in 40, 50 minutes. I think like
That's it. And again, I've heard that point before, and I absolutely agree.
it's
with
nonsense.
it, by
Like
the way. It is-
he's on.
it
Look,
is a
if you're
nonsense.
if
It
you're
is a
from
nonsense.
outside Derry, and I include myself in this, like Derry's a very isolated place. Now, there's a constant siege mentality up there. There's a reason for that. Very good reason for that. I'm not having a go at Derry, obviously, but like, if you're from Belfast, from Dublin, or anywhere, you're kind of on the back foot already. There was fans up there who just couldn't that way for this to go a little bit wrong, and they could have their go with Tiernan Lynch.
And then just
Ireland sound though, I know.
yeah, and then Ronan McGinley asks, he just says, the buzz coming into this new season with Europa League, the new signings we made, the new pitch, going to Celtic Park for a while, everything's been ruined in just a few months.
I don't think it's been ruined. I think we could definitely, like, we're not that far off it. Like, you know, it's still the cup, still Europe to play. So how has it been ruined if we're still in it?
And
Then
then,
McGinley's our trouble, by the way.
yeah, and and then this is separate to anything, but just I guess this goes to Tiernan Lynch's success in the Northern Irish Football League. Someone said Declan Devine is second.
knew you were
in
gonna
that
read
league.
that,
That
yeah.
says everything. So
Declan Devine is second in the league. So
That says everything.
I knew he was
Well,
gonna
Declan
read
Devine has 30 goals, Pat Hoban up front, so you know what I mean. He's got
that. He might bring that. He might bring that
etc.
Ducking Cup back to whatever it is. Is it that? Is
Yeah.
it? He might
Yeah,
bring that
don't
one back
start,
to.
yeah.
Yeah, remember that one?
Just a note on the Northern Irish League. It's the final day on Saturday, and it's all to play for. So it's it's a very good title race up there.
Coyle can't win it, can he?
Who?
Coyle.
Nah.
No,
It's Larn,
Mark Coyle.
Larn and
He can, yeah. Well, Larn will have to lose at home to Dungannon, which is unlikely, and then.
I just want to ask before we leave Derry, how much impact do you think the grass pitch is going to have? Because to me, they have good footballers, Clark, Marky, even though Riley's he's not a footballer, he's a ball carrier, like get the head down and run. But like to me, like I think Derry have those players. Now Duffy, when is Duffy back? You might answer in a second. When is he back? Like, but like that grass pitch might make a big difference. And now I know it's a terrible pitch. Maybe it's just bobbly and bouncy at the minute, but they might improve it. I don't know. I just think, or even when he's go back to the grass, when is that ready for Europe? Would that be done?
I'll be there in June sometime. So I think Drogheda are first up towards the end of June. It won't make a whole lot of difference to Tiernan Lynch's, because Lynch's style is kind of to get it out wide, up to the wingers or early ball up to the striker. So it won't make a whole lot of difference to Tiernan Lynch's play, but it would have made a huge difference to Rory Higgins, like the way he played. Like I think it would have been much more of a help to him, but it doesn't help Tiernan Lynch too much. It probably means that the opposition will be able to play even better football against something like Brandywell, which is probably bad, you know.
I think they struggled against the weaker teams though because of the pitch. The pitch is you can never get used to that. I don't think people say I'll get used to it, but you're trying to play football, you're trying to bring fans in. You might be able to get used to it by playing dog nonsense football, but the fans won't want that. They want to see good football. You couldn't. The pitch was diabolical, and it held the good players back, in my opinion. Like I'd love to ask Clarky now that it's gone for his real opinion on what it was like, because to me it definitely held Derry back with the footballers that he had.
That's what I'm saying. It probably held Rory Higgins back, but like Will Patching and all is gone. Saturday all is gone.
Yeah, it is.
We bypassed the midfield like now, so probably, as I'm saying, it will probably be better for your boys like Henry Francis and all.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He done a good enough job up there now on that pitch. Probably the only one that was able to play on it.
Lads, we're going to move on there. Hit that like button, please, if you wouldn't mind. Thanks very much. We're going to move on to Drogheda United then, lads, who are travelling to Tola Park on Friday nights. Obviously, they appealed to have their supporters in Tola Park. They were due to be in there if the game went ahead at the RSC. That got postponed, so the FAI have moved their ban to the game at Tola Park. They appealed it to have it overturned and played at the RSC with no fans, and it got rejected.
Shock.
Do you think they're right, the FAI, to reject that?
I mean, I don't know what you know about that, Marty, but literally every appeal given is just a waste of time. I hope he didn't spend the £500 to appeal that, because like, what's there being one overturned? I know most of them are like red card decisions or whatever, but like, yeah, that was never getting overturned.
Thoughts?
No, I'd agree with Shane, and I think the whole thing is ridiculous anyway. Like, you know, punishing all away fans for the actions of a handful of morons. Like, so the whole thing is
Wasn't Dave, was it?
What?
It wasn't
It
Fat
wasn't
Dave. No, was it?
He said it wasn't.
It's
Yeah.
always Dave.
You think it was Dave?
probably. Don't know the man, never met him, but it
Sounds like
you
it.
know
Sounds
enough
like
to
Dave.
know it was Dave.
It sounds like Dave.
Yeah.
So do you think that'll impact the outcome of this game?
No,
Advance.
again, don't want to throw shade at Derry, but he had 30 fans there, so it didn't make a difference to Derry.
4 fans, I might add.
Yeah.
Every time he keeps saying 30,
Yeah,
huh?
he's downplaying us.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So, no.
Imagine what we could have done with 100 fans. Would have been
Yeah, would have won 3-1, 4-1, yeah. Yeah.
So no impact.
No, I don't think so. Draw they play one way and one way only, and they said it at the start of the season. Teams would, I don't say find them out, but they'd respect their aerial threat and they deal with them. And I don't know, like they're booing at half time, is Kev under pressure potentially?
Daz, you think it'll impact it?
No, I don't. I don't think they're going to get a result there regardless. Although I didn't realise, I only said this to you on the chat the other day, I didn't realise that you hadn't won a game at home yet. That's a stat.
Yeah, but you also haven't won about 10, so.
No, I wasn't even slagging you. I was just saying. You put in the chat there the other day, and I was like, "Jeez, I didn't realise they hadn't won a game at home all season. That's mental."
Yeah, that's.
But I personally think that changes on Friday. So, I think he's winning Shane. So I'm gonna be nice to you here, Shane.
Hopefully.
Do you think no fans it impacts it?
I will a bit, of course, especially like if it's tight towards the end. You need a little bit of a lift, so it's definitely.
It like I always say about how good Drogs fans are. They're good. Like I think they're good to have in any ground. I think as a whole, the occasion will miss that.
Yeah, I would say it
They
would have
feel
made
that,
it.
like, you know.
Yeah,
A lot
and
of
they
different
are.
air,
They
you know,
make.
Yeah.
They probably feel that.
They do make good noise as well, don't they?
Oh yeah,
It's definite. They probably could have done with it being against Waterford because they wouldn't have went down there anyway. A lot of them, you know. So
yeah, exactly.
Talco on is a bit bigger loss for them.
Especially they've moved it to a Monday night as well, that
Yeah.
game, so there'll be a lot less than them
Yeah.
travelling down the RSA. Shane, are you happy that they're not there, or would you rather the revenue?
You'd want the money, wouldn't you? Like, you don't want to be given. Yeah, and they come back to Derry. Honestly, if we hadn't had that, we swear to God, I would have gone like, yeah, we probably could deal with the freebie here because everyone seems to be being drawn at the minute when they've no fans, and that's probably what they're clinging on to. But yeah, Derry had no fans
Sorry about
either,
us,
and we
mate.
still lost.
The lads are normally a bit nicer than this, so I apologise.
Oh, was it
for that.
Tordy?
Fine, yeah.
Party, was it?
Apologise.
Yeah.
on
A
behalf
few
of
good men
mine.
and women.
Yeah.
That's what we needed.
You can't handle the
End of the day.
truth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it's disappointing to lose out on the revenue, especially with a couple of our own fans dropping at the minute. And when the summer comes in, I think the whole league attendances does drop a little bit. It's not summer, but it's nice weather, and people are dying for a few beers maybe, so the attendances will drop off. Yeah, at least not have to listen to the drum and all that stuff, so that's alright.
That's something. And
Yeah,
the pitch
exactly,
remained
yeah.
intact as well.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I'm sure you'll see a few Drogs fans in the Section E and the home end or whatever.
Of course you will, yeah.
Fat Dave be undercover.
No, he's not there.
Get his curry chip.
Oh yeah, he's not. Yeah. It's no Derry curry chip though. Derry best curry chips in the league.
There you go. There you go. You got salmon on.
You want
tonight.
Yeah, you want something, yeah.
Nothing to do with the football, nothing to do with the fans, but your curry chips are nice. So there you go. At least you got something tonight.
Bowls have the jersey trophy and we have the.
Yeah, curry chips. You get it printed on a jersey, yeah.
Anything in the chat box on that one, Daz, or should we move on?
No, well, John Harper just said Drogs fans are great. They need to keep themselves lively as a team and not a great watch. And then Alan Lawton says another poor decision from the FAI. What a shock. And then just Irish Boy just says enjoy the stream, lads. Well done. So that's all on that.
Fair play to you.
It's the right decision though. It is the right decision. They didn't go to the game. They got 4-game ban. The game didn't happen.
It's not the right decision for football, but it's
no.
the right
But when
decision.
they made the decision, that's what I mean. When they made the decision, it is. You have to. You can't let them have a 4-game ban and only play 3. Like that's. Yeah.
We're going to move on, lads. Hit that like button, please.
This is the topic
Thanks
where we off.
very much. Here we go. Right, Daz, your lottery of picking up a... we're back to the social questions now.
Okay.
We've got a lottery here. There's one specific one, Daz, so I don't know how long it's going to take you to find it.
Let's try it.
It's from Bradley, right? Do you want me to stall a little bit and keep chatting for a little while? No.
I'm looking. I'm going to find.
I'm going to let you find.
Not that
right?
one.
It's gonna be as long as Bowles win the game, is it?
He's going to pull it up. And
I'm
it's
going to get there.
The one we skipped earlier, isn't it?
yeah, it's the one where we. I'll tell you about it anyway.
Do you know
That's right. We said we're going to come back to it,
Don't know where it is.
and it's the best LOI manager and player all time and current.
Right. Well, I lost the photo, but we know what we're asking anyway.
Now, lads,
I'll put it up on the chat on the screen.
I am not in a position to give best all time generally. It's I don't have enough knowledge for that, unfortunately, lads.
Well, you can
I can only talk about who I've seen play.
Yeah, that's what we
which
do
is the
too.
very near future.
That's what I do as well.
But that's the only angle I could tell. I'd be offending people if I said anything else because I don't know. So I can only talk about that. But lads, talk about whoever you like, by the way. But who's the best manager of all time?
Go on, I'll let Marty take that.
Well, there's only one answer, and I'll give it. It's Jim McLaughlin.
Thought he might come up.
He won three leagues and 3 cups with Dundalk. Won 3 leagues and 2 cups with Shamrock Rovers. He won the treble with Derry when they were part time, by the way, and he won another league with Shells with Pat Bourne. I don't think there's any. Look, he's way out in front.
I mean, you don't even need to have to ask me. There. I'd love if anyone could pull a 25 to 1 shot that won the league. There is only one manager in my lifetime that is the greatest ever manager, and it's taking us from
Dundalk would have been the 70s.
Right.
Then he would have been 3 of the 4 in a row that Rovers had in the 80s.
Yeah.
Derry was 89, and then 92, I think, for the Shelbourne.
Right.
So
back before I was alive, anyway.
Absolutely.
I'm only a baby. Only
Rennie?
a nipper.
Can't believe you interrupt me all the time.
Sorry, go back to the gaffer.
I think
the
that
actual
needed to
gaffer.
be interrupted in fairness.
Right here. Shane, do you know what? Shane, I'm going to give you your own camera. I'm going to get rid of everyone else. Where's Shane's cam? Hold on.
Where am I?
Right. It's just you. Look at the camera, Shane.
Look
Say
into
what you
this. Take us from, we took us over after the 4th division. Came 7th, got to a cup final, happy days. Although
How did that go?
We lost it. Yeah, we did lose it, but with that squad to get to a cup final and finish comfortably was good. Got us into Europe next season and went on to win the league within 3 seasons. 25 to 1 shot. When is the last 25 to 1 shot? You can quote me all the managers you want. If anyone wants to pull up the odds in the League of Ireland, it's the equivalent of like Leicester City. 25 to 1 shot with a lot of duds that were thrown out of nearly every single club that he had. The team was full of duds the players didn't want. Go ahead and look at Jack Moylan now. He's a full credit to that. So yeah, Damian Duff is the greatest ever League World manager.
What happened after that season?
Which one? He worked so hard that he burnt out.
Yeah. He didn't just
man burnt out.
I think saying Shells winning that is equivalent to Leicester is insane.
25 to 1 shot though.
But I think we're 5,000 to 1.
5,000.
We're 25 to 1 shot like.
Yeah, that's close. Yeah,
but there's only 10 teams in the league, like, you know what I mean? Leicester have 18, so
that makes it even
20,
worse.
sorry. Well, there's only 10 yeah, it's like 25 to 1 shot with League of Ireland is huge, like.
Look, Damian Duff's achievement ranks up there with any single achievement as a manager, no doubt. But to do it over 4 clubs.
Yeah, but I said, I go off these things based off my lifetime. I'm not going to say someone from 19 House Blacks that I've never seen is like, I'm judging it off who
but his deeds, like that's you can't just say like I've never seen him, so we have to discount history. You know, if you look at what he's won.
I just like to answer these questions the way I've seen it, like, that's all.
That's how you going with?
Well, I'm just reading the comments here on it as well, because like you were talking about Jim McLaughlin there, that's way before my time, so it doesn't mean I discount it. It just means I don't know about it. Like I don't think I could offer any sort of valuable opinion on it. And same goes to, like, in the chat there, one of the Bows lads highlights Billy Young as well, who's someone, he passed away last year. We talk about him a lot at Bows. Again, before my time, so I don't think it's something I can comment too much on, but like a worthy show. In recent years, though, I think Bradley has obviously won everything, and then the fact that you add in the European exploits to that as well. I think
he signed all the best players in the league, though. He signed all the best young players. Look at Jack Moylan and stuff like
Pep
that.
Guardiola, though, you could say that he obviously signs the best players, but he's still the best manager.
Yeah, but I'm also talking about Duffer, who went on to win the league and went into Europe as in 4th with players that no other clubs wanted. They weren't the hottest prospect. Jack Moylan was thrown elbows.
No, look,
he was thrown elbows.
But this is a question we have to ask, though, as well, right? In terms of, like, when you're talking about best manager or whatever, right? So Duffer won 1 league, right? So are we talking about, like, single achievement or what they achieved in their career? So you look at what Marty was saying about Jim's career. You listed off about 20 trophies there in a couple of seconds. We're saying Duffer won 1. Like, do they weigh differently? Do you know what I mean?
They do,
like,
yeah. When you win a league with that squad, we won a league with, we should never have been near the league title. He won us that league.
Derry win the treble with a part-time squad is probably as good as what Duffer did. Like.
That's unfortunately that's just before my time, so I can't.
I think
I go back to Bradley right now. You know, you could give you that one, but like I think you have to do the 2 clubs at least for me. to be
Right,
up there.
that's interesting. Yeah.
Well, who's better, Claudio Ranieri or Pep Guardiola?
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean? That's the
Damian
what we're
Duff.
saying. That's the argument I'm making.
Well, I'll do another one for you then. Like, who's better, Alex Ferguson or Pep Guardiola?
Yeah.
Alex Ferguson won European Cups with Aberdeen.
Yeah.
Pep Guardiola has had the best squad and probably the biggest budget
Yeah.
at every team he's ever managed.
Like Keith is in the chat there. Keith Irish Footy Vlogs just said the exact, very very similar question to what you asked. Is Ranieri the best Premier League manager ever because he won it with Leicester? So in that sense, you can't have Damian Duff, is what he says.
Well, I would go Bradley, but I can understand why you'd say Duff.
That squad was, but he built it. He built it over the.
Jack
over
Finnegan also
years,
fair
like.
point says is Stephen
Bradley's
Kenny,
not even
Stephen
the best
Kenny on the
manager
conversation.
managing, in my opinion.
And also, he left the squad.
They didn't hear
Stephen
me.
Kenny.
He left the squad.
Yeah,
that
they're asking about
was-
Stephen Kenny in the chat.
Yeah, now Duffer left the squad that got the team into Europe the next season. So like the squad he put together was it's him. It's like
Of course, you're going to say Duff. I'm going to say Bradley.
Yeah.
But
Kenny probably for me
Kenny's gotta
currently,
be up there,
yeah, because he done it at Longford. He won a cup at Longford. Like
I think he didn't win a cup against runners up, but like he won Bowes.
did Longford not
their
win the
last
cup?
league. They did, but I don't think he was the manager. I think that was after he left. I'm pretty sure. But
Oh.
you know, if you look at what he did, Derry, he actually won Derry's second treble in 2006.
Yeah, he won, and he won at Bowes, league title at Bowes.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, Shane? When he's won the league, but
Yeah,
somehow got relegated, but somehow kept the league. That doesn't make any sense. to me. But that was
won the
Derry's,
league.
Derry's second treble that year.
lads, we're going to quickly rattle off. We won't be here all others. We'll be here all night. Otherwise, who's the current best manager?
As in
right
the
now.
10 teams right now.
Yeah, right now.
Stephen Kenny.
Kenny for me. Yeah.
Yeah, so look, he done that at loads of clubs. He built squads. At
I think you have to.
squads.
If you're Bradley, you're gonna have to do something else somewhere. For me.
Yeah,
It's
true.
Brad-
If he goes on
it's
to kick
Bradley
on
for me.
somewhere else, if Bradley left Rovers and goes on to do something else somewhere else, you'd probably credit that as like he was. But like I think he's had it all. I think he's had
Most
all his own way.
managers,
Like
Alan
they've had
Norton
to be-
says Roddy's Bows had more duds than Duff shells and they achieved more.
Nah, way out of that. Kevin Hunt. Kevin Hunt will stop it.
Ben Crouch.
Best player of all time.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, all time.
Best League of Ireland player of all time. I'm gonna just gonna get the chat going while you are.
Again, I can
Let's
only
get the
judge it
chat
off
going,
me.
but let's we'll be here all night.
I
otherwise,
can only
lads,
judge it
so-
off me. I'm gonna go purely based off talent. 3 league titles, went on to be an unbelievable Ireland player. It has to be Wes Howland.
Good shout, yeah. I'd go and you keep saying before your time doesn't count. I was born in 1985, by the way, just in case you think I'm some
Sorry to
born in
hear.
the 60s.
I
going on
didn't say
about.
your time doesn't count. I said before your time, as in like in general. Like.
But I'd go with there's a player called Brendan Bradley. He was like the League of Ireland's top scorer ever. He's from Derry, believe it or not, but he
Of course
was,
he is,
he
yeah.
was but he was in his prime when Derry were thrown out of the Northern Irish League before they joined the. You probably know Derry were in the wilderness for 13 years. So
There's
he
a good
never
documentary about
really
that
played for Derry. He did towards the end of his career, but he played for Finn Harps basically for most of his career.
Yeah.
Scored over 230 goals for Finn Harps. Won a cup with Finn Harps, their only trophy. So if you can do that with Finn Harps and you can break the League of Ireland scoring record that still stands today, I'd probably put him down.
Yeah. Because I think it depends how you look at it. In terms of like kind of going off Shane's argument again about if you're talking one season, or if you're talking the longevity of the career. Like I mean, like in that sense, does like Sean Gannon come into the argument because he has 11 or 12 leagues, like, or is that his individual qualities aren't as good as other players? Is he ruled out immediately? But then you look at if you're saying one good season or whatever, like is Roy Keane in the argument because he played in 1989 for a year. So how do you weigh up who the best League of Ireland player is?
Well, what did he do in that season? I don't know. If anyone
Yeah,
else
but
was
this-
around
but this
that
is what I'm
day
saying,
and
like, so
he
you have
performed
to
and
talk-
did Cole win the
you
league?
have to
I
talk
don't
about
know.
someone that done it in the league at the time.
Yeah, Wes
No,
Howland.
Wes was here for what, 4 years?
Yeah, he won 3 league titles.
Yeah. So that's a fair argument. Like,
Thanks.
I mean, the chat are saying Joey and Dow at the moment.
Yeah, he's up there definitely. But I just
Yeah.
think because of what Wezzo went on to do for Ireland, like I always answer these questions and go, yeah, I could see his talent, and Dow done a bit for Cameroon as well, to be fair to him. But I just give it Pip Wezzo over and Dow. Dow's a close second for me.
I'm in a position here, lads, that I can't really comment too much. Sean Gannon is a fantastic shout, by the way. We talk about ability all you like, but football's way more than just ability.
Who was yours then in your
Probably from what I've seen with my own eyes in the League of Ireland.
Talent.
See, I've seen the likes I've seen of Coleman play numerous amounts of times. I would have seen Houlihan play numerous amounts of times, but not in the League of Ireland.
Jesus, I never even thought about Seamus Coleman.
But I've not seen him. Roy Keane, I've seen plenty of times, but
Yeah.
I'm not in the League of Ireland, so I'm only going to talk about who I've seen play in the League of Ireland. And best player that I've seen, Jack Moylan.
Jackie
For
Moylan.
me,
Yeah,
What player?
Jack? Yeah.
superb player.
Still nowhere near the best player that ever played in the league, though. I have to cut
No,
across that.
no.
What
listen,
Seb saying, like,
You know, it's a
absolutely
different
not.
argument that you're having there, obviously, about like what you're saying them do in the league, which kind of some of the players we've mentioned didn't necessarily do it in the league, doing it afterwards or whatever the case may be. Like someone said, oh, that says Paul McGee. I thought it said Paul McGrath. I was going to say that as well. That's another one that you have to remember. But
Liam Brady would have played seasons for Shamrock Rovers.
I think in recent years though, like for the last decade, Graham Bourke has to be in with a show. I think leaving him out was crazy.
Moylan is again, I'm going to say this, and if time is going to tell based off how his career is in England, Moylan's a better player than Graham Bourke. That's just my take.
Yeah,
And if he goes on to play for Ireland, like no one can. I know Graham Bourke has won all the things he's won.
But the thing is with like we talk about longevity, like with Graham Bourke being around for a long time, but Graham Bourke's been elite for the whole time he's been here.
Yeah,
he
but I'm
hasn't
just
been
talking
like up
talent,
and down,
that's
up and
all.
down, up and down. Do you know what I
I'm
mean?
just trying-
Like some people are in the league forever and they have the odd good season and they kind of peak here and there. Graham Bourke seems to have been the same player for 10 years.
Yeah,
So I think he has to be in there with a show. I'll have a quick read of some.
Yeah, I
of
was
the,
going to say, throw out some names there. Sorry,
Richie
Yeah.
Towell will be one for me. He'll do that in
so
Dundalk and Rovers.
Joey
Duffy.
and Doe.
Really good, yeah.
We have Joey and Doe, we have Liam
Yeah.
Coyle, we have Sean Gannon, we have Graham Bourke, we have Billy Fitz, we have Paul McGee, we have Tony Sheridan, Pat Bourne, Twig,
Bourne, very good.
Wes Houlihan. What else am I reading here? Just Gagan, I don't have a first name on that one.
Stephen Gagan.
I'm after losing.
Simon.
Stephen Gagan,
You
isn't
didn't
it?
mention that he said, I'm throwing quick Chris Twardek in the hat
Yeah.
from Reese.
The way he keeps on going the way he
There
is,
you go,
that's
you see that?
not far off it.
Sam Todd.
Yeah.
Sam Todd.
Pat Hickey, Dazzler. Right, who's the best now? Who's the best current player?
Oh,
Right now.
Yeah, I didn't know we were doing that.
Well, I mean, I'm going to say Dawson, am I?
Yeah, I suppose
I
you're
think
right.
Michael Duffy's probably the most unplayable player in the league.
For me, probably has to be Jack Bourne.
Michael
Keith
Duffy.
argues there that Michael Duffy has been better than Graham Bourke over the last 10 years. So
Well, Duffy people forget, Duffy had a very bad injury when he was at Dundalk. It slowed him down considerably. He's only really getting back to his best in the last 2 years.
yeah.
Paddy McCart's good shout, yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but he
I forgot to bring up Paddy McCarthy.
Yeah, I was
as well.
surprised at that. Sorry,
We were
go
talking
ahead.
about this
man.
before.
Well,
Paddy McCarthy
before your
was-
time again, lads. Well, there's a player called Liam Coyle who played for Derry. He was absolutely
Yeah,
sensational.
all I mentioned him
Yeah.
there.
But he had a serious injury. He actually retired when he was 22, but he came back to play a little bit. But
Talk about legends as well. You got Johnny Giles.
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, that's so the argument's over then, yeah. Case closed. Liam Brady as well.
So when we were saying Corden, we said what Michael Duffy,
Michael Duffy,
Dawson.
yeah.
You said Jack Bourne.
Yeah, I think Jack Bourne is, yeah.
And
I
what
think
do you
when he
think?
plays in that Rovers team, he's just... I like a footballer to be the brains. Duffy's an unbelievable footballer, but for me, like, his pace, his skills, but Jack Bourne in midfield, that for me is what I like to see, because he's got to do everything. And yeah, Jack Bourne for me.
Michael Duffy.
Michael Duffy.
Takes the game.
Duffy wins.
Michael
Yeah.
Duffy.
Yeah.
Takes
Duffy
the game
wins.
by the game by the scruff of the neck. You know,
He lost his legs. Yeah,
He
For
could not be
the-
in a game, and he could not be in a game. Michael Duffy, Derry could be not in a game at all, and he'd just take the game by the scruff of the neck and go and win it. That's the type of player he is.
Yeah, for the
Fair
current
play.
comments, but for the current players, by the way, the list here that we have is Dawson, Bourke, Duffy, Bourne, Bourke, Horgan, Bourke, Devoy, Duffy, Bourke. So everyone's in agreement of basically the same 3 or 4 players there.
Horgan's a good call.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Caps and all.
You what?
He's caps as well.
14 caps, I think.
So we're talking about like now.
Oh, we're talking about right now, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
but he's
no,
one of the- well,
Horgan's
if you're
still
talking
very
about
good.
right
Don't get me
now,
wrong.
he's one of the
That was
informed
not
players in the league.
that was not a dig at Horgan. He's obviously
but
still excellent.
No, but if you're talking about the informed, like if you're talking about right now, even he's one of the informed players in the league.
Yeah, Shadow was a bit before my
He's
time.
fantastic. He's
Yeah.
the fittest I've seen him since he's come back.
Yeah, don't
been
get me wrong.
absolutely
He's been very good. I wouldn't give him that title now.
No chance. Not.
Like
not
he's
Not
he's
even I,
still
but
flying,
just
but
saying.
he's past his peak.
yeah, I agree.
You know, so that's my
I can't
2
really,
cents on that.
can't really argue with that, Daz. Just saying. Talk about it now, he's unbelievable. Anyway,
Yeah.
lads, anything we want to say before we wrap up?
No.
No.
Graham Burke says he lost his legs. Never mind the injury. Yeah, someone's having a dig. Obviously, what I said. Yeah, but fair play.
Yeah, I was
you
gonna bring
had
that up
that.
tonight,
Yeah.
I had that lined up, and I thought I'll leave that one off for you.
No,
Do you
he's
fancy
giving them the pep.
without like going into any of the details? And do you fancy trying to just scores for the games, or do you want to skip it?
Yeah, only if we literally say to we're going to make deal, lads. Just go say
Okay.
scores and we'll
We'll
move
make
on.
it quick. So Shell's dropped it.
2-0 the shot. Sorry.
Yeah, I got 2-0 Shells.
I was gonna go 2-0 as well. So
1-1.
1-1. Pat's Bows.
2-1 the Pats.
2-1 Pats. Yeah.
0-0.
I'll go 2-0 Pats.
Waterford Galway.
6-0 to Galway. Sorry. 1-0 to Galway.
I'm gonna say 2-1 Galway.
I'll go 1-1 on that. So.
I'm going to say Kevin Long's favourite score 2-0.
Then Derry and Rovers.
Go on, Matt. You take that one.
I'm actually going to go 3-2 to Derry.
Ooh, jeez.
Clip that.
Both teams.
Yeah,
Both teams
Look
not
down
defending great.
that camera and say, "Why are Derry gonna win 3-2?" Go on.
Hold on, got your own.
give him a two. But now you said,
Go on.
Yeah, 3-2 Derry. I think both teams are defending pretty poorly, and I think hopefully we'll get the breaks for the occasion that's in it.
Fair play to you.
Fair enough.
I might be travelling up the M1 if that's the case, lad.
I'll
Be
say
0-0.
I'll say 2-1 Rovers in that one. And
Oh.
then Sligo Dundalk last game.
I'm gonna say,
where's
well,
my
hey,
skip? I didn't
well,
get to
well,
do what's
yeah,
the story
go
with
on.
Oh,
that?
the skip. Sorry.
Me and you now, Shane.
Yeah, go on. Yeah, sure he wants to
1-0.
take you up.
1-0.
On to Derry 2-1.
There you go.
And then Sligo Dundalk last game of the season. Oh, last game of the weekend. Sorry.
Yeah, blow the season up is right. Yeah, finish it, blow it up. Yeah.
Sligo at home to Dundalk.
1-0.
2-1 Dundalk.
1-0 Dundalk.
2-0 to town. Come on, it's
All right, there we go. They're out. The results are out.
Lads, thanks very much for tuning in this week. Really appreciate you joining us. Before you leave, though, please make sure you hit that like button. After the show is over, leave a comment. If you've enjoyed it, leave a comment. It helps push the content out after the show. Marty, thanks very much for joining us. Lads, thank you very much as always. And
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
we'll be releasing a little video tomorrow. Thanks, lads.
Peace.
Cheers, lads. Thank you.